middle children of history, man. No purpose, place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war.
Full Auto Friday.
I never cease to laugh at that video because that's the best we can do.
It literally. If you guys want live shows, that is the best we can do.
Yes. Yeah. Until YouTube either lessens its Gestapo-like tactics or we just go like X only or Rumble.
Yeah, for the live show, anyways.
That's the only way we can do it. I mean, we can do stuff and get approved, but we can't do anything live.
Yep. Oh man. So we unintentionally called it last Friday.
We did.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Granted, apparently it wasn't big enough of a deal for either of us to
no.
want to do it on Monday.
No.
Yeah, so we didn't have a show on Monday, everyone, because it was my he was a 6-year-old. He became a 7-year-old on Monday. So it was my oldest birthday.
Yeah, because I talked about this with you earlier in the day. I was like, man, I'm so tired of talking about Minnesota.
Agreed. Yep.
I'm just tired of talking about it. And because it's the same stuff happening over and over, and there's only so much we can go over. Like, there's nothing really new to share with y'all that is of any importance whatsoever. Now, we are going to go over some things that are kind of tangential to Minneapolis and that area tonight. And mostly it's about the organization that the left is doing that's far better than anything we're doing.
Yes.
They are way more organized than anybody on the right is.
Yeah, that was the big eye opener this week for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's not even it's everywhere, which means they're preparing for something way bigger to happen.
Yep,
they're laying the groundwork for a much larger insurgency to happen, and then on top of that, we have multiple police departments claiming they will not assist ICE, which isn't good. Eat pancakes.
Oh, trust me, he eats pancakes.
I'm a pancake eater.
I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest pancake fan.
My kids love pancakes.
So do mine, unfortunately.
And if you're cooking pancakes for more than 2 people, you need a Blackstone.
Yes.
Because otherwise, you're going to be there for an hour doing enough pancakes for everybody. It takes forever on like one skillet. Unless you do like little dollar pancakes, then it's not worth it.
Well, especially if they want bacon or sausage with it too or something, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The Blackstone is pro for breakfast.
It's absolutely worth it. I think my wife got mine for me a couple years ago at Walmart. It was like $100-something. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it. And we put I've gone through 2 tanks on it since then. Because I'll do burgers on it. And the burger recipe I found was a little different than most people. So it's basically ground beef with bacon in it and cheddar, sour cream, salt, and pepper.
Interesting.
You mix it all together, and you just do smash burgers pretty much with it. It's amazing. The kids love it.
Mm-hmm. We're not going there, Solitarius. We're not going there.
What's he talking about?
The Blackstone?
Yes. Yes. The Nigerian stone. Well worth the money. Man, what else has happened this week? It feels like a decade has happened this week.
Well, we had the shooting of the nurse on Saturday.
Nurse.
Yeah. We had then the signal chats came out, and the Minnesota lieutenant governor was in there. The state senator was in there. A lot of other state employees were found to be in there.
Mhm.
Wall says he's never running for political office again,
Good.
probably because he's going to be in jail, hopefully.
Oh, they
else?
seized the Fulton County voting ballots.
Yeah.
Now, look at the sequence of events going on here. Okay. Maduro is snatched up, black bagged in the middle of the night. Like a week and a half later, the Dominion CEO or whatever it was deposed, and he made some very interesting claims. Now, Fulton County, their ballots have been seized.
The Somali fraud uncovered in
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota. The ICE, ICE comes down. We see all these government employees involved. Like, yeah, it seems like dominoes are starting to finally fall or something like that. Don't you think?
Yeah. It's interesting to see how, because to be honest with you, I have no faith that anything will come of this.
Probably
whatsoever.
not.
Now, if you'd asked me last term for Trump, if he'd have gone this hard in the paint with ICE, I'd have said no. He's not going to do that. He talks a good game. He just doesn't do it, right? And he seems to be doing it now. But then he'll turn around and backtrack on himself and alienate his base when he talks about his
crisis.
Yeah, house price being one of them. His anti-gun stance is another. In the fact that Bondi is still the attorney general. And
Yeah.
we need to start seeing some arrests. It's taken way too long.
Don Lemon was arrested. It took
That was
almost
more like a
long.
That was more like a weekend grinder app for him, wasn't he? No, like a weekend at
basically, yeah.
The grinder camp. Yeah. See what else happened.
Hold on. We got to answer an important question. Why don't either of us look like we have eyebrows? I mean, they're there, but they're light.
Look, I have gotten to the point in my life when I go get my hair cut, I have to ask the barber to trim my ears and trim my eyebrows. Okay. That's just where I'm at in life. Right. So
one time in high school for a dare, I shaved off the eyebrows. And it took my mom 4 days to notice. So that tells you how light my eyebrows are.
Yeah.
She was not happy when she did notice, though.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter's eyebrows are super light. And sometimes I'd think, like, did you shave your eyebrows off while nobody was looking? But then I look at her like, oh, she's good.
They're still there. They're still there.
Yeah. We're good. We're good. Yeah. I got to thank Beardus Catholic for this hat. He went out of his way to give this to me.
Looks good.
I like it. I'm a big hat guy. My wife does not like how many hats I have, but I like it.
I am not a hat guy.
You should be. You got a big head.
Yeah, but the curly hair, it's not comfortable under the hat. Why do you think they all wear little hats?
I'm still going to get you that yarmulke.
You keep saying, but Christmas is long gone at this point.
It is. I'm going to get it for you, though. It's going to happen.
No, I was not trying to go for a goth look in high school. But by the way, have you seen that the based goth guy on Twitter?
Yes.
Weird in a kind of funny, good, interesting way. I don't know
he's kind of like the counterbalance to what does somebody call him? Yosotomy Sam.
Yeah, right. You have hick libs.
Yeah.
And base goths.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
And then you had that whole Amelia thing with the UK.
I don't know what's going on there. Where did that
So I watched a quick Asmund Gold video about it, and I don't watch him. I don't have Kick or whatever he's on.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I just watched it on YouTube, and apparently it was like a propaganda video from the UK using her as one of the characters in it, and people turned it around and started making her like super based. So she's very, very patriotic and wanting to kick out all the bananas and rice, you know. So that's where that come from. It's hilarious. Like I have seen some of the best memes over the last few days that I've ever. Did you watch the faceless guy?
The faceless guy.
He's got the green.
Oh yeah, the green ski mask. I didn't listen to him. No,
I was laughing so hard watching that. I guess, and I'm pretty sure it's AI. He kind of looks AI.
Who are we talking about? Okay, I'll have to
see if you can find the guy. Do y'all ever see those videos? It's usually on Instagram when I see it, where it's like the really crazy goth guy with the big hair, and he's doing covers of songs, usually in like very scenic areas. He reminds me of that guy. I don't know if you've ever seen him. The weird stuff that comes across my Instagram reel.
What is the guy's name?
I don't know his name, man. Just dude, like based goth guy.
I found it. He goes by oh, this is so gay. He goes by Goth Daddy on Twitter. Looks like his name is Jake Monroe.
Jake Monroe.
But, okay, here, we're gonna play this.
Let's see.
Because Anthony would never let me play this.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I said on Twitter, never underestimate the female ego. Now, this isn't like a male ego whose existence of which is presumed. The male ego is presumed, which is why they hate men so much. They assume, presume, a man has a gigantic ego. They hate this about a man because a man is right. A man is right to have an ego. We made everything. But people underestimate the female ego. They don't think it's there. They don't think it's real. They think ego is specifically a very masculine thing. The female ego is worse. It's more vindictive. It's more covert. It's usually mired in gaslighting. I'm actually a really great person, really. I'm thinking about everybody but myself. That's the female ego, willing to throw away entire civilizations just to look really good. To sleep better at night, to signal their virtues to the herd. Look at me! Look at me.
He's 100% right, but I can't get past imagining that's Victorian in goth makeup.
I can't. He looks like the Crow. That's what watching that with the jacket.
The original or the new one?
Oh, I don't know. Watched any of the new. There's only the original.
That's fair.
With Bruce Lee's son, what was his name? Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
So that's funny because now that slides into.
Oh, you're right. He does look like he does look like the Crow. Yep.
So let's.
And yeah, I don't know why, but I imagine majority in a goth makeup.
All right, so then that slides into this.
A guy stopped me after mass and asked for my number.
No,
my sister
bro,
witnessed it.
I know what.
I am mortified.
I am presumably still his friend.
I don't know him. Like I've had one interaction with him, and he accused me of ageism.
He did. I was there for that.
Yeah, because well,
that was good job, Taffy. Good job.
Great job.
I love how Taffy passed that off to Caleb to post.
Did you? So I didn't get the Chris from Crash Cannon post. He was making fun of somebody for posting that video about a girl. I think it was Doyle.
Yeah, he was making fun of Doyle.
Apparently, and it was some AI video about a girl, whatever, I can't remember what it was. Yeah. But I asked him, I was like, when are you going to interview her? He's like, oh, only if she's on the web or something.
He got some heat from the Doyle fanboys, which I don't understand that whole.
The Doyle fanboys are a weird. They're like if Nick Fuentes
You're gonna get me in trouble with the Groypers now too, aren't you?
No, like James or Doyle is more like a watered down version of Fuentes, right? Who does, in fact, I would say Fuentes knows his faith and it has more balls
Way more than Doyle.
than Doyle.
Doyle works for a Mormon.
Yeah.
Almost, I mean, Mormons are just Utah Jews, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Or Utah.
Mountain Jews. You have the
Utah,
Jews are the desert Jews,
Mohammedans.
and Mormons are the mountain Jews. That's right.
Or they're the white Mohammedans.
That too. And yeah, that first video definitely matches that second video very well. Not the Cavazos part, the tweet.
No, yeah, just the tweet. The Cavazos part was just funny. But yeah, it definitely matches the tweet because that crash out from that girl was she deserved every bit of it.
Every single bit.
Every single bit of it. But I don't fault Fuentes at all for not getting married. I don't want to hear him talk about marriage, but like, who would want to bring a family into the turmoil that he's involved in? I don't blame him for that.
No, I agree. It would be imprudent.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially now. Like if he was already married and then got big, that's a different story. Right. But yeah, now as things are, there ain't no way. I mean, I was reading a interview by Tom Homan earlier. He hasn't seen his wife since last March because he gets so many death threats. He can't be anywhere near them because he's afraid somebody's going to hurt him.
Yeah, Bovino's family's in basically protective custody too. Like crazy.
Yep. Nick can come on this show whenever he wants. I don't think he'll like me, but that's okay. He can come on here. I think he's got a lot of good to say. I just have some qualms with some of his opinions about other things, we'll say. And he's a good dude. Don't get me wrong. Like Nick's a good guy. He's just trying to, he's like every other Zoomer right now, trying to figure out their way in the world.
Yeah.
Right. And trying to get through this mire that they're in and trying to figure their way on the other side of it. And he's just in a position where the thing he wanted to do most in life, he can't do. So now he has to fall back on something. And
I mean, to be fair, it's probably me and Anthony's fault that he'll never actually be able to be a politician.
That's his own fault. You guys stop taking agency away from people, guys. He made those decisions. He knew what he was doing when he kept coming back on y'all's show.
That's fair.
We were talking about both Nicks, Cavazos and Fuentes.
I'm not sure even at this point, honestly.
That won't be good for him. He doesn't have a skin enough that's thick enough for me to do that for him. And I'm like, I could make him have one, right? But he's going to hate me for a while. But eventually he's going to figure out that when we rib each other and we give each other a hard time, like in the Marines, right? It was commonly known that in the Marines, we will make fun of you to your face and sing nothing but your praises behind your back. Right. And that was a common occurrence. We talked about each other behind their back, but we would make fun of you straight to your face. And some guys just, if they've been brought up by women or a very soft father, or they've never been in the military or any type of vastly male dominated space, they don't understand that. And it's hard for that. Unless you're in a position where you can't say anything about it and you just have to sit there and take it. That's the only way you can kind of be brought through that gauntlet. Because if you have the option to quit and just leave, you're never going to do it. And so like in a job, in these blue collar jobs where you don't have an option because this is the only job you can do that makes money, you're eventually going to get that thick skin and be able to socialize with other men like that. But if you look in an office job and you run to HR, anytime someone says that's a little bit offensive, you're not going to make it.
Can you imagine being a Zoomer employee, not used to having to deal with someone like Adrian, and you run to HR to complain, and it's me?
Yeah, that'd be
Because I do both accounting and HR.
yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, anytime where you depend on the labor of another man and the sweat equity of another man, like things change, the dynamic changes, and you're able to, not only are you able to depend on other men in a way that you can't in an office job, but you get to know other men in a much more deeper level. Because when I used to work with my dad, and my dad was a plumber, and he used to do remodeling and bathrooms and stuff. And he'd have other men, he'd hire other men to come help him with certain jobs if he couldn't do it by himself. And my dad would have deep theological, style conversations while calling him gay. That's just how it worked.
You just described the Average Avoiding Babylon show.
Yeah, that's why I watch you guys. That's exactly why. Yep, learn it in the fire department too. And as y'all know, like I brought up before, when I was running my med unit on the fire department, if I was running a new EMT or like a student, that student knew by the time dinner was around that if he was welcome there or not. Because if I wasn't making fun of him, everyone else was like, "Man, you need to find another station." Right? Because I'm not making fun of you, I don't like you. If I'm not making fun of you, it's because you're just not someone that can be around that can handle it. But if I'm making fun of you, bro, you're good. You're welcome back anytime. Let's see. All right. We want to start getting into the links I sent? Let me pull up on notes. So we're going to get into some of the organizational skills that the protesters in Minneapolis have been showing. And oh man, I forgot. And it's starting to spread to other cities. We're starting to see it in Colorado. We're seeing it out in California. So it's a concerted effort across multiple states, which indicates a hierarchy. That
Wait. Are you telling me these aren't just locals that are just truly upset with ICE?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Yeah.
You mean that they don't just need to stop eating avocado toast to make everything better?
Bro. Look, guys, so I help people with their finances every day. And I live probably in one of the most affordable states in the United States to live in, other than Mississippi, right? The amount of young men I know who are making probably $30,000 a year, and their health insurance is like a third of their paycheck. Just their health insurance is a single man, and then their rent's another third.
At least another third.
Yeah, and then they have to do everything else with that other third, and they're the most highly taxed, right? Because they don't have any dependents. They're being taxed. 10% of 30,000 is of just at the federal level. You're down to 27, right?
Yeah.
And then you take into account state, that's 1,500. Well, now we got to take out Medicare and Social Security. Like by the all is said and done, you're down to like 23,000 a year if you make 30, right? And then you're paying $10,000 a year in medical for health insurance
that you're required to have.
Yeah,
legally.
Which you don't have a choice. Eating ramen noodles and bologna is about the only option they have, just to get by and have enough gas and car insurance. And if you're under 25, you got to pay for car insurance on your own too. And you're paying those and let's get it straight. Everyone's paying younger than 25 car insurance now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because the amount of illegals who get in car accidents that don't have any insurance is causing everybody else's rates to jump up.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a matter of avocado toast. This is not a matter of $14 lattes. This is not a matter of a $20 case of beer every other day. It's nothing to do with that. Is they can't even anybody younger than 27 really right now is having a hard time just meeting basic needs on a decent paycheck, just because everything's so expensive and it's going to get worse. I
Yep.
don't know if y'all saw the sell off for gold and silver today, but that was I'd expect by Monday, because the markets are closed right now. I expect by Monday afternoon, we're gonna. Y'all remember when we talked about this a month ago? There was a bank going under. I wouldn't be surprised if they go under on Monday. I'm not saying it will, but with what happened today, that kind of leans that way. So things are going to get bad, real bad. And then we might strike Iran this weekend. And
I was gonna say, yeah, we might, yeah.
things are accelerating.
While Iran, China, and Russia are holding joint naval exercises in the Gulf of Oman.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Supposedly.
Things are getting way bad, way faster than we wanted to. All right, I'll pull up the links this time.
Gold was down, I want to say like 15%. Silver was down, what, 30%?
30%. Yeah, it went from 110 to
platinum
like
was
84.
Platinum was 20%. Palladium was like 20%. I mean, the gold market lost $5 trillion in value in one day.
Yeah. And that's mostly the speculation. It is mostly due to one bank who had a massive short option on silver. And supposedly they are now insolvent. And it's a massive bank. We're talking 2008.
Yay.
So we'll see how things, maybe they'll be able to put some more bubble gum and duct tape on it over the weekend. But I think by Monday we may see some hard stuff. All right. So let's, I'm going to share this real quick. So as Rob alluded to earlier, we saw with the Signal Gate that happened, that a lot of high profile people were involved in the Signal chat. That was the organizers were using in Minnesota. One of them is the lieutenant governor, Peggy Flanagan. She looks like that chick from what is that show? It was like what was her name? She was in that. It was like a high school choir show.
Glee?
Glee, yes. She looks like that chick from Glee.
Is Signal? Joe's asking, who do you think made Signal? Telegram's the Russian one, right?
Signal was funded by the CIA.
Yeah.
That's a hard known fact. We know that for a fact. Signal has a board of directors, and Signal does not cost money. Why does an organization that is not set up as a nonprofit who does not make money have a board of directors?
Peggy Flanagan used to go to St. Agnes and St. Paul. Are you serious? I know the trans shooter of Annunciation also went to St. Agnes and St. Paul, but that's a solid parish. That's a TLM parish, so that's weird.
So she was found to be one of the admins, which means this goes all the way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this little nugget that happened as well. Let me remove that. Let me add this one. And guys, this is what happens when you have two people that know how to be techie.
It's crazy. I'm not doing everything.
He doesn't have to do a thing. All right. So 0 Hour, which is kind of a dubious source himself. Anybody who has, look at this, changed his name 31 times since, he's the inception of his account. Like there's some weird stuff going on there. But anyway, they are capturing license plates and creating a database of everyone's license plates and whether they're ICE or not, which is one, illegal. But two, it also means that there are likely police officers involved in these groups.
Yes.
Right. And they are looking up these license plates.
Now, did you see what happened today, though?
What?
With the Stop ICE website?
Yes. They hacked it and got the list of all the users, and they said they sent it to the FBI. And who knows if that'll do anything?
Let's see if I can get this up here. So yeah, they were using a website called stopice.com. Someone hacked into it, put this on the main page, saying we sent your names, logins, passwords, and locations to a bunch of government agencies. And then the names of the people who set up the server are right there. And then apparently they had that same server start sending out text messages to everyone.
What's it say?
It's from the
Your
so
information has been compromised and sent to the authorities.
because the website, the idea of it would notify you if ICE was in your area. So
Mhm.
you had to give them your phone number. So they used it to start texting everyone out this message.
Yeah. I mean, we're starting to see right-sided, and I hate using that term, but like,
Yeah,
and I don't want to use patriot because that's so overused too.
it is.
But I might have to think of a better term for them. But more hackers on the right side, because Anonymous is super liberal, right? And they're kind of the big name that everybody knows. But like the guy who found the Scotty, whatever his name is, the Yosemite Sam guy, his little group found out where a lot of stuff about him and was sending it out as well. And that's how we know some of the stuff that's coming out about him. Supposedly there's some more alleged stuff that's going to come out that's way worse. And then on top of that, we have the group that is going around in Minnesota doxing a lot of the organizers and doing front door checks, which is always funny.
That is fun. I'm not going to say 6'7".
Why would you say 6'7"? Don't say 6'7".
What's 6'7"?
Don't say it. All right.
Better than the other thing they always want me to say.
Who do you remember when Tim Gordon was using the term niggardly?
Yes.
he kept using it over and over, and people were like, "You can't say that word." Like, what are you talking about?
Stop being so niggardly with your language.
Exactly. Guys, come on now. All right. So I thought this was interesting. Area denial. A lot of the protesters in Minneapolis and across the United States are using caltrops to deny areas. They're getting either hard rubber hose and putting screws through it, or they're using like small half-inch PVC and putting nails through it in order to tear up people's cars so they can't drive through there, which is a lot easier to do that than to lay down on a road.
Yeah, a lot safer for them too.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the oil slick to be laid down, and then like the painted tunnel on a brick.
Or banana peels.
Banana, yes,
right?
banana
Yeah.
peels. Yes, that one would be good. I saw Longhouse Preparedness put out a tweet that we are now apparently putting pies in windows so the left can float in a wave-like fashion to the smell of the pie, and then we can capture them with a net.
I heard that ICE agents were going up to them saying, "Hey, look down here." Then you look down there, it's them doing this. They punch you right in the arm.
Classic.
Uh,
All right. Let's see. All right. So here's on the plate captures. Man, guys, I was finding all kinds of stuff on Monday. It was when we were supposed to have a show on Monday before Rob decided his children were more important to him than the show. Like I was finding all kinds of stuff. So let me pull this up.
there was a lot on Monday, and it's like, man, it's gonna be a good show. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm a good father, so I should probably celebrate my kid's birthday. So this is just showing where y'all can see this, right? Nope. I need to add the stage. See, look.
He's doing it's okay. It's okay. I've done that.
Anthony did it up. Wearing an Aunt Jemima mask. And you should point to everything with syrup. That'd be great. So this is just an example of a lot of the plates they were capturing, taking notes and such, and getting it checked. They have somebody in the police department that was running these, which is crazy illegal. And what's even crazier is it's not hard for them to find out who did a check on that plate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it logs all that information.
Yeah, so they just kind of out themselves, which is insane.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of charges coming down. I
There'd have
hope.
to be. There'd have to be, because it's just these people are too stupid. At least the people at the bottom, like the people organizing this, are obviously very intelligent, and they have a lot of experience in counterinsurgency operations and
Right.
organization skills. But a lot of these guys at the grunt level, man, they are just so dumb. They just do the dumbest stuff.
There's
Yeah,
been
I'll
no natural selection yet, right? It's one thing, like after like years of combat, like it does weed out the stupid ones.
Yeah.
And they haven't had that yet, so all the
No.
dumb ones are still there.
Well, I mean, they lost a dumb one on Saturday. But now that we learn more about him, we're finding out like he was probably trying to do suicide by cop. And that he got exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
So that's the plates.
And their playbook, their actual literal playbook that they probably had written with Minnesota taxpayer dollars, calls for them creating what they call flashpoints, where there can be violence and shootings and things like that, because they want that, contrary to what certain boomer trads will tell you. They actually are trying to create lawlessness in disorder.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's to create disillusionment with the institutions, right? So people stop depending on the police or the justice system. And anywhere you have a large population of people, it makes it much easier through just natural anonymity of living in the cities, of being able to implant people in positions of power, because you can use voting against itself and people to stuff ballots and things of that sort to get people in power that you want. So now that's why we see judges stepping out and just making just crazy rulings on stuff, and just makes no sense. Like Don Lemon getting released with no bail, right?
Did he get released with no bail?
Huh?
He got released with no bail?
Yeah, no bail for Don Lemon.
For someone who has the ability to travel to anywhere in the world?
Yep.
That's wow.
Yep, no bail. Things like that. Or, Luigi Mangione, the judge in his case, has basically dismissed like most of the charges.
Yep, death penalty's off the table now.
Yeah, so
like the day after someone tries to break him out of prison.
Yeah, so these judges are activist judges who are elected through a very mistrusted manner now, and they're able to implement things to create even more chaos, which is the goal. Because if they create chaos, then people are going to ask for an authoritarian to come in and save everything, whether it's the right or left. The right, we're saying, hey, enforce law and order. On the left, they're like, break it all down so we can take it over. Right? One way or another, we're going to get an authoritarian.
You either get Lenin or Franco.
Yeah. We have to pray that it's a Franco.
Yeah.
Right. And it can't be Trump. It will not be Trump.
It's one of those things that is starting to really frustrate me about people like Michael Mapp, like Steve Cunningham. Like, we don't survive this. We don't win this without a Franco. You know what I mean? Like you can stand on your principles of limited government and everything like that, and that's all well and good, but what's wrong with winning? I guess you know what I mean. Like I don't get it, because everything you're afraid of a right-wing authoritarian doing, maybe doing, is something that a left-wing authoritarian is definitely going to do. So what? I don't know.
It's a matter of the guys like Michael Matt and Cunningham and guys like Eric Erickson, right? They don't recognize the battlefield, right? They think the game hasn't even started yet, right? And the game started 7 years ago,
if not long before that.
Yeah, but it's accelerated to the point where it was recognizable 7 years ago, right?
Yeah,
and Yeah, I mean, because we can always go, this goes back to Adam and Eve. Like, no, there at some point to affect us, there's a line within recent history we can point to where things kind of went off the rails. But they don't recognize what's going on. They can't read the room, right? They still think we can go back to the days when you could be a libertarian, people will leave you alone. It's way past that. These people have no desire to leave you alone. They want to kill you, right? There's no leaving alone anymore. There's no way to go back and just live on your quiet suburban town and raise your kids playing, baseball, and they go to the prom. You get to walk them down, see them walking down the graduation, and that's gone. We are in the midst of the country becoming unrecognizable in the next 4 years, if not earlier, because things accelerated this week way faster. Like this, it goes back to the gold and silver issue. That by itself is an indicator that we have sped up incredibly fast. Because if that starts to climb again and we go past the previous plateaus we just had, that means our currency is about
that means the dollar's failing.
The dollar, yeah exactly. And I think that's what Trump recognizes, and that's why he's trying to enforce, Monroe Doctrine 2.0, because he's trying to hedge up everything and have it on our side of the world. I was listening to TJ Morris from Bear Independent today, and his theory is that by Monday we could see central bank digital currency roll out, and they'll use that to get rid of the national debt eventually. But all of our money's worth nothing at that point. If you could just create digital currency out of nowhere, like there's nothing tangible that you can hold on to, the game's over.
Yeah.
We go from using CBDC to buy our staples, and then we're bartering for everything else. I'm trading you ammo for, food or something, that's where it will go. You'll have two market systems. Yeah, I mean, so our currency is digital, because just think of all the people who use their phone and just double tap the button and scan it everywhere.
Well, there's not that many dollars in print, for as many dollars as supposedly exist in the world.
Civil war is a very loaded term. Right, like Mike Shelby says, and we are in a low intensity conflict already. This will, and you'll hear every video on YouTube, every prepping channel, whatever, talking about that we won't be in a blue versus gray civil war. And I've never heard no one seriously that follows this stuff and is like kind of looking at the tea leaves thinks that's going to be what the situation is. It's only like your Fox News boomer grandpa who thinks like, Alabama is going to be Alabama against Illinois or whatever. That's not going to, what's going to happen is it's going to be very urbanized Democrat areas against very rural conservative areas. You're going to see conflict in urban areas, and a lot of those battles and the people who partake in those battles will go out to the rural areas to get rest, to go back into the urban areas and fight some more. You'll see targeted assassinations of people in power, judges and attorneys, and
it's going to be a lot more like the Spanish Civil War than the American Civil War.
Oh yeah,
where you have more than just two sides. In the Spanish, you had the Falange, you had the Carlists, you had the anarchists, you had the so-called Republicans. In loose alliances at different times. It gets messy.
Yeah. And so you're going to start seeing judges found dead on their doorstep, and you're going to start seeing politicians, hit with cars. You're going to see car bombing start going off, and you're still going to go to work. You're still going to go to your job every day because it doesn't really affect you. You just may not be able to take one route to work one day because there's a vehicle-borne IED that went off that morning on that route. You might just have to take a detour. You're still going to work, though. The world and the country will still keep moving. because it won't be an all-encompassing conflict.
Yeah.
If we get to an all-encompassing conflict, that's probably going to be from an outside agitator, whether it's the cartels or China, Russia, whoever. So it just drives me up a wall every time I see some of these videos. And they're like, it's not going to be North versus South and Army against Army. Like, no, it's going to be way worse than that. It's going to be way worse than that, because at least in a two army situation, you know who the enemy is. You're going to be enemies with your neighbors.
Yeah.
In a civil war that we're coming up to. So you better get to know your neighbors, and so they don't shoot you and take your stuff.
Yeah, it's we need to disabuse ourselves of the notion that that the right is going to wipe the floor with the left.
Mm-hmm.
Because irregardless of where state power comes down on this, I think this week,
regardless.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Regardless of where state power comes down on this, I think this last week shows us the left, they're better organized.
Yeah.
And they are more armed than we maybe would have liked to have thought. And they are better trained than we would have liked to have thought, largely. The fat gay trans people you see making fool of themselves online with weapons they just bought. I'm sorry, that's not what you need to worry about.
And not only that, but that gun can still kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they don't have to run up a hill and overtake a gun bunker and then have to fight off a platoon of right-leaning anybody's, right. They just have to shoot you from their car and then drive away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that gun can still kill you. And they are vastly more organized than we are, and that's mostly because they don't work. They can't organize all the time. That becomes their job. And it's also a matter of they find safety in an overarching government to take care of them. So they want to protect that government.
They're also just generally collectivist, where most of us are individualist, for better or worse on both sides. But and like the whole criticism of calling them paid protesters, like for the most part, they're not. Most of them are not getting directly paid by some shadow organization. But who do you think's all on, different forms of government welfare? They're getting paid by the government to not work so that they can do things like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why it's so important that the funding is cut off from a lot of these NGOs and USAID and such. And the problem is a lot of it's being turned back on. A lot of the USAID funding was taken away, but some of it got turned back on after a year. So it's not gone away. They're now starting to get some of their funds back, which means the organization, like, it's still cold, guys. When it warms up, cities are going to burn.
The only reason this has stayed largely like less violent than 2020 so far is that it's been January, and it's been a kind of a cold January here in Minnesota.
It's cold down here, and we've got our anti-ICE protests down here in Alabama too. In fact, I was going to Fraternus the other night, and some protester had gone on an overpass on 65 and 20 in downtown Birmingham, says to stop ICE violence. And then I heard somebody tell me that they were blocking traffic on the off ramp from 65 south to getting on 20 west. So even here in Birmingham, we've got it a little bit. Now, it don't last. Like, Birmingham, even though Birmingham is very Democrat, they're like old school Democrats. They're still law and order Democrats mostly down here. Yeah. We haven't had as much influence by your Soros type DAs down here. Now, that's not to say that I'd want to have to use my firearm in Jefferson County, where Birmingham's at, because I will go to jail, and like, they will come after me with the full weight of the law, even if it's a self-defense situation. But they also don't deal with property damage down here, and so it's a matter of understanding that the only thing holding it back right now is one, there's a population of people that have not got involved yet,
Yes.
and two, it's cold.
Yep.
All right, let's see if I had any other notes. Oh, this is a good one. Let me pull this one up. So, I don't know if y'all remember during COVID when people were getting debanked during COVID for having the wrong opinions, but is that mine? Or is that
Hold on. That's mine.
That's you. There, let me do mine. Here, mine. I got it. Boom. All right. We have individuals that work at U.S. Bank who are in a lot of these groups, who are likely giving information about people's banking accounts to other leftist protesters. Which means she's looking up what's in your account. She could freeze your account for fraud for you, so you can't use your card anymore. Right? This is like a reverse Fight Club going on right now. Like they're everywhere, and they are not afraid to use their positions to cause mayhem at all.
Yeah, it's I mean, just the fact that the guy on Saturday was a nurse, right? It makes you wonder who you're putting your literal life in the hands of when you go in for medical care.
Yeah. There was a VCU nurse, Virginia Commonwealth University nurse, who put a video on TikTok, I think, claiming that she was going to give embolisms to anybody who was MAGA or ICE or whatever. And these people are like, they're in hospitals everywhere. Most nurses,
Worst people in the world.
like a lot of them have no moral or very loose morals, right? A lot of them do. There are some good ones. My wife was a nurse, right, for a while.
My wife was a nursing assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom now. But a lot of the women that I used to know as nurses when I was a paramedic, horrible people, just like degenerate and just their values were non-existent. But then now, since this situation's happened, a lot of them are very left-leaning. And so now they're threatening to not take care of people, right? There's no desire to take care of people regardless of their politics anymore, right? The Hippocratic Oath is out the door. It's non-existent, and we have some doctors doing it too.
Yeah.
Which now, once she said that, I wonder if they went back and looked at everybody she took care of to see if there's any unexplained deaths.
That's a good point.
Nurses are the feral trogs of womankind and do not represent the rest of us.
That's the one you have here.
He's going to go with the high and ridiculous.
I need a haircut.
Cut off.
I know it's bad.
I got to take my boy to get a haircut this weekend. That's always fun. We had a couple of questions there that I want to bring up.
Okay.
Let's see. You guys talk about comms. If you have $35, get your GMRS license. Okay. It's good for the whole family. It's a frequency set aside for groups, families to communicate when there is no good cell service. Yeah, absolutely. GMRS is worth the money. Is it $35 now? I feel like I paid $10. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have so much money. 35 feels like 10. I don't. In fact, my tech just expired, and I don't think I'm gonna renew it. Because I mean, to be honest with you, the FCC has no teeth anymore.
Right.
And somebody's going to use the radio, especially in a time of emergency, which is when I'm going to use it. Otherwise, I use GMRS. Like around my property, I use GMRS for everything. I just for the kids. Like if I'm out in the yard or if I'm milking the cows or whatever, I have one radio. My kids have another radio inside. And if they need something, they just call to me over the radio. We're using GMRS, but yeah, comms are an absolute. I found a new channel earlier today that I'm gonna watch some videos, and I seem to like the first one. The guy was talking about encrypted comms using the new Baofeng DM32, because apparently it has the capability of using encryption, which
Really?
is kind of a, you're not supposed to, but it's coming from China type thing. So it might be interesting to get into that and look at how that works. And I might look at some of the videos and see if we can't go over some of the stuff he talks about here too, because I saw a couple other videos I wanted to watch of his and just kind of test him out. And he seems like on the level. You know how you watch some of these channels, and these guys are obviously like they've taken like one shooting lesson, and now they think they can teach everybody how to shoot.
Yeah.
Right. Or the same guys who like were a Cub Scout at one time, so now they're going to tell everybody how they can do bushcraft or whatever.
Yeah.
The guys I like the best are the guys who are not trying to push the most expensive gear on you, right? Just get something that's good enough. Like one of my pet peeves is guys who get a Glock and want to upgrade everything on it. I'm like, brother, you're not a good enough shooter yet. You don't need to upgrade anything on that thing until you can outshoot the gun. And then you're probably going to need a new gun because that thing's shot out because you put 50,000 rounds through it. You might as well just get a new gun because it'd be cheaper than replacing all the parts on it. And then next one, you just replace everything on it. Or guys specifically replace the trigger. You're not a good shooter to work the trigger. Like having a much better trigger with a much stiffer wall and less travel, like it's not going to affect you whatsoever. You can't shoot well enough. Get something that's good enough for now. And then if you out train past it and you need something better, do it. Right. So, or, buy surplus stuff instead of buying all this Gucci gear from Faro or, Spiritus or whoever. Like, buy some surplus stuff, man. That's what we use in the Marines, and we messed everybody up. We have any Gucci gear in the Marines. We're tearing people up left and right. Right. So, a lot of these channels, like that's why I like PNW Gorilla. I like guys like Brush Beater. Because they're just no nonsense. They're like, get out there and train, right? And get a cheap, what is that really cheap AR? Bear Creek Arsenal. Get a really cheap Bear Creek Arsenal rifle. You're not going to outshoot it, right? You just need something that's minute of man, right? And then when you get a better shot, get a better rifle, and save yourself the time. It's better for you to spend $500 on a rifle and $1,000 on ammo than the vice versa, right? So. This guy seems like one of those channels. He's on the level. He's got a lot of common sense about him. So I'm gonna watch a bunch of his stuff, and I'll report back to y'all on how it is. What's this other? Oh, this is a good one. I want to hear your take on this.
Oh man, that's tough because there's like the ideal, and then there's like what's actually possible today, and they are wildly different in most cases. You know what I mean? Like,
so let's do this. Give your ideal and then give your realistic.
I mean, there's no reason to not start as soon as you become an adult.
What, like 18?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
Realistic, like it's going to depend on so much. If you are a trad Catholic and you grew up trad and grew up, in a trad parish with, members of the opposite sex that are also trad that you've known your whole life, then sure, then maybe you can start at 18 now too. If you're a Zoomer and that grew up like, almost everyone else in the secular country, and you are just finding your faith and coming to it, and then I don't know, man. Then maybe you should try to find a religious vocation instead. It might be easier.
Yeah. I'll say, so people who are watching this show are either are likely serious about their faith, whether they're Catholic or not, and are likely a little bit more down to earth, right? So I'll speak to that fact. The guys who from that audience. I think the best time to court somebody, if you're capable of supporting a family, and I'm going to be honest with you, you don't need a lot of money.
You don't. Oh.
$35,000. You just can't live near where your parents are, right? Because they've accrued 30 years of equity. They've accrued 30 years of promotions at work, right? And do not expect to have what your parents have now, right? But you can survive and do fairly well on $35,000 a year, but you're going to have to live out, right? Even here in Birmingham, you're going to have to live a little bit out because, one, it's going to be better for you and your wife. I mean, I'm speaking to the men. That I don't think we have any women watching right now. Miss Casey's not in here.
Aunt Jemima.
Is that really a girl? I don't know. But you need to separate from your families anyway for a little bit, right? For example, my wife and I, when we got married, we were married for a day, and we moved her to North Carolina where I was stationed. And I need proof. I need like a voice or something. But we had to move to North Carolina because that's where I was stationed because I had to get back to work, right? Like I was in a very highly deployable job. And that was one of the best things for us because if we got in a fight, we couldn't run back to each other's families.
Mm-hmm.
We had to work it out. We had to figure it out. We didn't have an option. And we got through a lot of, like, I was just immature, right? I was, even at 27 when I got married, I was immature and, she deserved way better than me.
Send a pic of your car rims for proof.
But for a lot of guys now, man, the earlier you can get married, the better. There's no such thing as finding out who you are before you get married. You need to grow with your wife.
Yeah.
Right. And you need to be having children early because for a couple of reasons, and a lot of them are biologic, but one, you can go without sleep a whole lot easier in your earlier 20s than you are when you're 38.
I fell asleep on the chair at 8:30 last night unintentionally. It just happened.
I've done that. I had my youngest when I was 38 years old. And I mean, I'm used to dealing without sleep. My two jobs I've had in the Marines and the fire department, I was accustomed to it, but most 38-year-olds can't do it. We'll get
to that.
We'll get to that. But have kids young, man, because one, you will never be financially ready for a kid. I don't care how much money you have. You will never think you're financially ready. Two, you can deal with a lower quality of food when you're younger a whole lot easier than when you're older. So if you're so poor you need to eat nothing but ramen noodles and bologna, right? But your kids get some food, right? You can deal with that a whole lot easier when you're in your 20s as well.
And you know what? They're largely going to just want to eat ramen noodles and bologna for a long time.
Eat whatever you're eating anyway. Vienna sausage and beanie weenies, whatever you need to do. But have your kids young, man, because if you start having your kids when you're like 20, and by the time you're 40, you've probably got 9 or 10 kids if you're actually, listening to the Lord and taking what he gives you. By the time you're 40, you've got a 20-year-old running the house now, and they're helping out a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And all your kids are probably out of the house by the time you're 50. And now you and your wife, with all your kids, now have a bunch of grandkids you can help out with, and you can be around for that. Now, what's the realistic opportunity for a lot of you guys? It's dark, man. It's, I will echo Anthony's and Rob's previously stated opinions on don't go for a girl in the trad parish.
Most likely not.
Unless you know their family, right? Unless you know who they are. Like our parish is great because I've got 3 girls and I've already got like 3 or 4 guys picked out. Like, you're on the list, you're on the list, you're on the list. I'm not above an arranged marriage. I'm going to tell you, I've got 40 acres. I can give you 4 acres and a donkey. It's not a hard problem. Right. But it's a matter of, did I freeze?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. I was like, nothing was moving. I was like, man. But if you know the families at church, start, getting to know them. Invite some of these families to dinner with you as well as you have kids, so you can set them up for better than what we have. But in the meantime, man, you're better off finding like a conservative Protestant girl and converting her. And I'm not even a big fan of a lot of Novus Ordo parishes, because those are some of the most feminist women that I've met.
Yeah, I mean, I neither you or I are huge fans of mixed marriage in the sense of religion, but
Absolutely not.
I agree with you. Like at this point, like the beliefs around feminism is probably more poisonous than Protestantism, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like if they have a proper view of relations between the sexes and what a properly ordered home should look like in their Protestant, that's going to be easier in the long run for you to deal with than trying to, get rid of 20 plus years of feminist programming.
Yeah, and it's easier to convert a Protestant to Catholicism than to convert a feminist to Catholicism.
Especially if that feminist already claims to be a Catholic.
Like, it's just not going to happen, man. There's a good comment up here that I want to bring up. Where is it? There's one. So you should be growing with your spouse. Like, don't wait till you're 30 and she's, 32 as well, right? And y'all get married, start having kids, because now you've got a bunch of baggage that you all have to get past. My wife will tell you about mixed marriages. My wife was not Catholic in fact, I really wasn't Catholic either. I strayed from the faith. But I'm gonna turn this heater down. It's starting to cook over here. Turn me over. But my wife wasn't Catholic. You know what? I'll tell you all my conversion story real quick. Y'all got time? We got like 45 minutes. So I was raised Catholic, went to Catholic schools on and off throughout my life when my dad could afford it. Went to an all boys Catholic high school for a few years. And when I was about 24, I moved to Florida just to get, I've been living in Louisville, Kentucky my whole life, and wanted to move to Florida just to see something different. Got down to Florida and I quickly realized, like, I need to do something with my life. I'm not going anywhere. So that's when I joined the Marines. Met my wife while I was in Okinawa. She was, I met her on MySpace, for those of y'all old enough for that. Talked to her for about like a year and a half before I came back to the States. We had like a whirlwind romance, got married in like 5 months. While I was in the Marines, I deployed within like a year and a half of getting to North Carolina. I was in a very hard deployment. It was saw a lot of firefights. I should have died during that deployment. When I came back, we started going to church. I was like, because I had a little bit of free time in between missions during that deployment, so I read the Bible, like table of contents to maps. But it was a Protestant Bible, so I was missing 7 books. So I guess I didn't really read the whole Bible. But we get back, and I was like, well, we need to start going to church. So we started going to a non-denominational church. I didn't care. I was kind of universalist agnostic at the time.
Yeah.
And we're going to this church. I deploy again. I come back. We have my daughter, end up getting out of the Marines. We moved to Georgia, where I became a firefighter, and we started going to a non-denominational church. And we were very serious about it. We went every Sunday. We made we went every Sunday. We didn't ever try and watch it online or anything. And I started going to a small group for veterans. And then I started leading the small group for veterans. And we had a conversation one day in this small group talking about the early church, like the house church.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, we've got to have some type of writings by like these early Christians, so we can kind of like, how did they worship and all that? What do they do? Do they have a band up front, singing the same verse for 34 minutes or whatever? Like, how they do it?
Vain repetition, my ass.
So I started doing YouTube searches, and I came across a guy by the name of Scott Hahn, and I saw his conversion tape. So I started listening to that in between, calls one day at the fire station. I was like, this sounds pretty good. So then he brought up like Ignatius of Antioch, and I was like, okay, who's that? So I look up Ignatius of Antioch, and I start reading readings by Ignatius of Antioch, and then I move on to Polycarp of Smyrna. And at this point, I'm like, oh no, this is really Catholic. This is not good. Because like these guys are like 40 years after the death of Christ, 50 years after the death of Christ.
Yeah.
And these are the right. And then I read the Didache, which is like 65 AD or so.
Yeah.
It's super Catholic.
Literally predates the Gospel of John.
This is not, and I don't want to be Catholic because Catholicism in the South is hard. You're a very small minority. And I just don't want, and not only that, but my wife's not Catholic. And I know this is going to cause issues. I was like, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to research. If I can find one thing that the church teaches that's not true, I don't have to be Catholic. It's simple. There's no way.
Famous.
So I'm gonna. Yeah, it was. So a little dark side to me researching back to the faith. The man that I most credit for my reversion is Michael Voris. Michael Voris was running. It was
Taffy. Get this.
It was so Michael Voris was doing a show called The One True Faith, and it was basically like an hour of catechesis, and there was like 80 videos, right? And I ate it up, and when and I couldn't get enough of it. I had to watch it as much as
Couldn't get enough Michael Voris.
Couldn't get enough of Michael Voris. But you know what? What I needed at the time was I needed a 2x4.
You needed Michael Voris.
I needed Michael Voris to hit me with a 2x4 in the face, right? And that's what I need. And so from there, I started, researching harder. And so then I sit down once, Saturday. My wife was coming home from shift or something. She was a nurse at the time. And I sat her down. And I was like, I need to start going back to mass. And we had my oldest daughter and my son at the time. That was it. That was all the children we had at the point. And my wife she was distraught, to say the least. She told me she felt like I was becoming Muslim because that's what she knew. Like she knew one Catholic growing up, and they didn't really practice at the time. Yeah. Right. So, and I was thinking, oh no, like that's what I have to work against. She thinks like I'm comparable to a Muslim. So I started going to the Catholic church in my local town, and I started talking to the priest. And I was like, well, what do I need to do to start taking going, getting communion and everything? And he was like, well, you're married? I'm like, yeah. He goes, did you get it through the church? I was like, no. He's like, so you didn't get a dispensation, right? I was like, no, I didn't get a dispensation. I didn't get one at all. And he's like, okay, well, if you just don't tell anybody, you can still receive the Eucharist. Right. So I was like, that didn't sound right.
Whoa, that
but like, I was like, well, he's a priest. He knows better than me. And so I went to mass the next Sunday, and I received after this general confession, he called it. And it still didn't feel right.
Right.
Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to search out another priest and ask him. And I found another priest in Georgia, at St. Monica in Duluth, Georgia. Father Jack Durkin there is an amazing priest. And I sat down with him, and I told him what happened. And he's like, oh no, that's not true at all. He's like, you can't receive. He's like, you can't even have a confession. He's like, until you get your marriage validated, you can't do anything. So I'm like, man, like I can't, like I can go to mass and that's it. I can't receive.
Right.
So I'm taking my kids to mass, sometimes especially during the week, because I'm working a 24 on, 48 off at the fire station. going to mass on Sundays, but I'd also go to the non-denominational church with my wife because I still love my wife and I want to be with her and I want to celebrate on Sundays with her. And my wife's not taking it well. I sit down and I write like a 10-page letter, explain to her why I went back to the faith. And it was mostly like apologetics. Is what it was. And Father Jack told me, he goes, you cannot convince your wife. She will not listen to you. Right? All you can do is pray for her and fast for her and love her. And that will be what, that's how she'll, that's awesome. That will be how she converts. Right. So we ended up we're starting to move to Alabama in 2018. My wife came to me one day and she was like, would you ever want to move to Alabama? And before she got Alabama out of her mouth, I was like, absolutely. Like I couldn't get out of Atlanta fast enough. Like, yeah, let's go. We sold our house, everything in like 2 weeks. Got her a job in 2 weeks in Alabama. But it was around my birthday. And at this time she's like, well, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, well, I've been trying to get my wife to read a book that I had read as well for 10 years that we had been married. She'd never run I even read the Twilight series for her because she liked the Twilight series.
Taffy,
I wanted us to have something we could talk about,
sparkling Michael Voris.
I did. So I read these books because she liked them. So I wanted to share something with her. So I was like, and she's like, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, I just want you to read a book. She's like, what book do you want me to read? I was like, I want you to read Home Sweet Home by Scott Hahn. And she's like, okay. So in the midst of this, we're moving. We moved to Alabama. We're renting a house. She gets a job. And I start some part-time job and I'm going back to school because I tried to get on with a couple of fire departments in Alabama, but they wanted me to go back to rookie school. And I was too old for that. I mean, I got 3 kids at the time. Yeah. I can't, rookie school would wear me out. I'd have to come home, go to sleep just to get up the next day to go do it again. Rookie school is nothing but PT and, in a turnout suit. That's all it is. So I was like, I can't do that. So I went back to school. I used my GI Bill to finish my degree. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to adoration every other day, just praying for my wife. All the time she's reading Home Sweet Home by Scott Hahn. And I take her to her first mass. I take her to a mass here in Birmingham. And the parish is pretty much just a warehouse with a crucifix in the back. We went on the Saturday before Father's Day, just to set the stage for you. The mass was presided by a priest I couldn't understand. The deacon gave the homily, and the music was provided by a 15-year-old with a tuba. Okay.
Could be worse.
So
for a Novus Ordo parish, it could be much worse than that.
It could be. It was one of those ones where it's like, all right, all the dads stand up, happy Father's Day in the middle of the homily type thing.
Yeah.
And so we go to mass and I have to explain to my wife why she can't receive and why I can't, she already knows I can't receive. And at this point, I've come back almost 2 years. And I haven't received at all since that time that the errant priest told me I could. And, we go to that mass, and as we're leaving, she's like, I can't believe that was a mass. And I was like, don't worry, it barely was. We'll find something else.
It just barely counted. Don't worry about
that. Barely crossed the line. Barely got over the finish line on that one.
You could be like, I didn't even, he might not have even said the words of consecration right. He might not.
No, I couldn't understand him. Maybe not. I don't know. So a couple weeks later, we go to another parish it's the English mass, but it's the parish where my Latin mass is now. He does an English mass as well. Church is much more beautiful.
Yeah.
The English mass was okay, right? It was way better than the other one, and the homily was great. And then so as we're leaving, she liked that a lot more. About a week later, we're driving through downtown Birmingham, and we go by this bookstore called Reed's Books. It's like a block down from St. Paul's Cathedral. And as we're leaving the Reed's bookstore and we're going past the cathedral, she's like, is that a Catholic church? It's like, yeah, it's the cathedral. She's like, do you mind stopping? I was like, sure. And so I pull over the van, I got the kids. I parallel park like a master because that's what I do. Of course. And she wants to go inside. So this is the middle of the day. I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead inside, go check it out. And she goes inside. She's in there for like 15 minutes. Comes out. She's obviously been crying. I was like, what's going on?
You're like, this is either really good or really bad.
No, like, I don't know. Does someone hurt you? Do I need to go hurt someone?
Right.
I don't know. So we
And
go
you're like,
home.
I got the gun. I'm ready. I right now. I'll
I'm
do
ready
it.
right now. Right now. I will pistol whip somebody. I got jumper cables in the back right now. So we go home, and I think it was that night, maybe the next night. I go to sleep early because I'm getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. She doesn't have to go until later. And she wakes me up at like 10 o'clock at night, and she's crying again. But she's been reading the book at night when I go to sleep. And I wake up, I was like, what's wrong? And like, I'm all dazed. Like, we have a newborn at home, it's like maybe 6 months old, and it's our third child. And I'm kind of dazed. I don't know what's going on. Like, I get kind of groggy when I wake up in the middle of the night. And she's like, I feel like God's telling me I have to be Catholic. Right. And like, I couldn't go back to sleep. It took me a while.
Yeah, I bet.
Now, after that, we go to find her somewhere to go through RCIA. She ends up going through RCIA at St. Paul's Cathedral. And then a couple years we go to the Latin Mass and all that. But I say all that, I tell you all that story because my wife will be the first one to tell you that the hardest time in our marriage was not when I was in Afghanistan getting shot at, was not when I was in the fire department running into fully involved buildings, or being shot at while on scene and having to treat a guy with gunshot wounds. It's when we weren't on the same page with the faith. That's when she thought we weren't going to make it. And when we got on the same page and she saw with the church for what it was and wanted to join it and wanted to be with it with me, our marriage exploded from there.
Mm-hmm.
Our relationship has gotten way better since then. And since then, like it has helped me to become a better husband. It has become me to help a better father. And then it's also encouraged her to fulfill much more of her role of being a mother and a wife. She's a stay-at-home mom now. Like, she could work right now and make as much money as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and that's much more important to her. And as well, she has accepted her role as a wife and allowing and following me in whatever I do. Not allowing, but she follows me whatever I do, whether I make a good decision or a bad. Right. And she just supports me the whole way. And it has made everything so much easier. And it has made it a point to where, like, my kids, when we go out and we go out in public, we go out to eat, people love my kids. They're like, oh, they're so well behaved. And it's like, yeah, of course they are, because I love them and I discipline them.
And I'll pistol whip them if they don't.
I will. I'll use the jumper cables. Don't put that past me.
Daddy, no.
But it's just a matter of you following God's will, but also don't start your marriage on hard mode already. Right? It's already hard getting married. Like, don't make it even harder because you're two different faiths. Like, find someone that is either much more willing to submit to you as the leader in the family, as a man, obviously. For the women out there, be willing to submit to your husband, right? To follow him, because that was what was designed for you. Because your marriage will be so much more fruitful if you do that. If you're constantly having to fight your husband about everything, it's going to make things so much harder than they need to be.
Yep. Yep.
So,
the worst arguments I've ever had with my wife were about the faith. Because she grew up Baptist. But what's funny is the worst arguments we had were about evolution.
mm-hmm.
As the Baptist, she took the creationist side. And as the cradle Catholic, I took the evolutionary side.
Mm-hmm.
And she will never let me live down the fact that in the end, she kind of won that argument, even though she's the one that converted to Catholicism. Now it's like, I recognize evolution as ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes to point out that she kind of won that argument, but kind of lost.
Yeah. In the end,
yeah.
And by the way, I'm Team Jacob, just so y'all know. It's funny because we will still watch the movies occasionally. Like it's like one of those movies we fall asleep to. Look, guys, y'all can't make fun of me. I mean, you can, but it won't matter to me. I used to get paid to shoot people in the face. I don't care what you have to say. I've seen what makes you cheer.
We are going to still make fun of you, just to be clear.
I don't care.
Okay.
Go
good.
for it. Go for it. Where was somebody? There was something else. Oh, you started a bunch of stuff.
I did, yeah. So the rejection.
What are we talking about? Like rejections by the same person, or just like you keep getting rejected by different women over and over?
Because if it's the same person, just give up.
Just
Give
move
up
on,
that
man.
one. Move on.
Just move
But
on.
if it's you almost got to take something out of the kind of the feminist playbook where these women have been told their entire lives how much they're supposedly worth, right? And how much better they are, and you know how what they really deserve as a woman, and all this. You got to take all that and realize that it's not really true for them, but it is kind of true for men.
Mhm.
Like you have to you got to recognize your worth, your worth as a man trying to be a good Catholic, you know, and you have to recognize that that there are going to be a lot of women out there who just aren't capable of seeing that
Mhm.
for whatever reason. But that doesn't mean that that worth isn't there. Like if you you know are a man who's working as hard as he can, who's trying to be a good Catholic and you know trying to follow the Lord, then damn, you are worth a hell of a lot more than 99% of people in the world. And you know what? If you're 99% of women can't see him, then screw them. Who cares? Wait for
And
the
you
one
don't
that
want them
does.
either, because they'll just make your life harder.
If someone cannot see that, if a woman cannot see that and rejects you, he did you a favor.
Bug Hall made a good post the other day. Someone asked him like how he chose his wife. And if y'all don't know, like I'm a Bug Hall stan. Bug Hall and I, like, we'd hang out if we lived closer to each other. Just saying. But but he made a comment that the one trait he sought for most in a wife was docility, right? Willing to submit, basically, right? Docility is a very, very rare trait now, because so many women are told like they need, especially it's reinforced through school, reinforced through their parents, reinforced through social media, to be that girl boss and to be that independent woman, right? And to go out and get what you need. Yeah, be high value. But being high value means first that you are willing to sacrifice yourself for the good of someone else.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not willing to do that, you're not ready for marriage at all, because all a husband is sacrificing himself for his family. Everything I do is for my wife and my kids. Right? I understanding the plight that the Gen Z has makes me much more scared for my kids. Right. And I'm trying to bolster that as much as I can in their capability of having somewhere to live, having a house. And so I do without with things right now, because I want to be able to give them land to live on, right? Money to build a house, things of that sort. So I give things up. Like if I did what I wanted to do all the time, I'd be at the range all the time and eating hot wings. That'd be it.
Eating hot wings at the range.
At the range.
Dude.
Eating a hot wing off the rifle while I'm shooting.
Cooking the wing on the suppressor. Another part of this though is what is really important is the authentic part.
Mm-hmm.
Like just be who you are, like authentically. Like if you give up whatever LARP you might have, you know, if you're a trad, you don't gotta wear the tweed unless you legitimately like are into the tweed, then own it. But it's got to be authentic.
And if you have a weird hobby, do not be ashamed.
No,
it.
Double down.
Exactly. Like if you like to frog hunt,
Unless it's Twilight and Michael Voris, then cut that out.
Look, guys, there ain't no shame in my game.
It did work, I suppose. So
It did work. It did work. Look, I sacrificed reading Twilight for my wife to get her to read Scott Hahn. Completely worth it. Completely worth it. What was it? Was it Nonpoint? I think Bullet with a Name on it. I think is what it was. You ever heard that song?
You were the emo, not me, man.
That wasn't emo. That wasn't emo. It was either that or his Five Finger Death Punch. I can't remember which one it was.
I could see you doing Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah. Although that it was before that was probably like some Death Cab for Cutie or Alkaline Trio. If y'all ever get a chance to look these people up and listen to them,
Mine was definitely Iron Maiden.
real nice, real nice. Yes, I recommend. So I used to have USCCA, and they did a lot of shady stuff. They were not covering people who got in firefights or ended up needing to use their firearm. They dropped people because it looked like they're going to lose. Like it was, they did some really shady stuff. And so I dropped them, and I was going to go to Attorneys on Retainer, I think is what it was. But they are a little shady too. So the guy who runs Christian Warrior Training does basically a breakdown of all the U.S. Concealed carry insurances every year, and every year, like Right to Bear Arms is the one he recommends.
Right to Bear Arms.
So that and mostly it's because he's a big advocate of church security teams, and they're pretty much the only concealed carry company that will cover you in that event. Everyone else won't. Now, it's not to say they won't change, but right now that's about the only company that does. So that's who I went with. But that's the decision I made for me and my family on that. I've got my wife on it too, even though she rarely carries. But
he's the one that came up with the really gay video about the recent one, right?
Was he? I don't know.
I think so.
But I suggest you get somebody, just do your research.
Yeah, definitely get someone. Right now, I am with USCCA because I've been with them. It's got to be like 10 years, and I haven't done my research as to who to replace them with yet.
I get that. And to be honest with you, like USCCA will probably be fine for most everybody, but I don't want to support a company that did some of the shady stuff they did.
Yeah.
So that's why I moved. You're not joking. You're not joking. And I'm one of them. I'm going to be honest. I could be in better shape, right? But I go to the gym, and and I'm trying to stay in better shape, but I've got issues from my Marine Corps career that make it a little difficult sometimes, back issues and stuff. But I still go to the gym. My cardio could be better, but I'm already married, so I ain't got to worry. So I was in phenomenal shape when I met my wife. And I was in phenomenal shape for the first 8 years of my marriage until I
was climbing trees for a living when I met my wife.
But
I was in way better shape than I am now.
Jemima's point, guys, y'all need to quit being fat slobs if you want to find a wife. And groom yourself, right? Like, don't have the neck beard and the white trash pork chops and the tweed and the disheveled hair, man.
Here I am with my Jew.
This guy. But he's already married. What's she gonna do? Find someone better? No.
Oh man.
But I hope she's not watching. But yeah, take care of yourself, guys. Like for example, the whole reason we have our farm here is because I want to provide better food sources to my kids. I'm a lost cause. I grew up on TV dinners, Salisbury steaks, KFC, like all that garbage.
You ate MREs for how many years?
Yeah, I'm gonna die of cancer in like the next 15 years. But my kids can do a lot better, right? And that's why I do it for them. We eat 80-20, right? And 80% of our food is organic. Everything we eat at home is organic. But we go out to eat sometimes too, right? So I'm trying to keep my kids a little used to going out to eat, because I've got some friends that they eat nothing but organic and they can't come off of that, or they're in like horrible stomach pain for days. I'm trying to give my kids give them a little bit of the cancer so they can be okay. But
A little bit of Taco Bell now saves a
yeah.
lot of pain later.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be in phenomenal shape. You just need to not be out of breath going up a flight of stairs and be able to lift some decent weight.
Right. You don't want
Right.
to be what's that guy? The whole looks maxing thing.
Oh, I don't care. It starts with the C, doesn't
Clavicular or something like that.
something like that, yeah.
Like, I mean, at some point it just becomes vanity, right?
Yeah.
Which you want to avoid that, but
Look, and if you're a grown man and you're 5'8", 135 pounds, you're victim weight. You need to put some weight on. Right? If one guy can hold you down, two guys can hold you down and have their way with you.
keep in mind you like to watch Michael Morris, guys.
He's trying to get back into it. Have you seen him trying to get back into it?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, get fit, eat well. Hair on my face like a halo. What is the
I don't even, I'm not sure.
like you have is it go like that? Is that what it does? Goes around like a ring on your face? It's like a forward tonsure.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Who said somebody here it is right here. The ultimate flex is saving your wife from
100%.
100%. And that may mean you make $40,000 a year and you drive a 15-year-old car and you have a flip phone and you have no streaming services.
Sound a little bit like Michael Matt now, but
$50,000 a year, but you've got enough money you have a reliable car, you've got a decent house, and let me clue you all in on something. Each of your kids don't need their own bedroom.
Yeah.
If you want to have 10 kids, doesn't mean you need to have a 10-bedroom house. It means you need a 3-bedroom house, one for you and the wife, one a girl's room, one a boy's room. And they're only in the, and if their only room in the house is their bedroom to sleep in, and that's it, they're outside all the time. Right. And they're not in their room trying to play video games and whatever else. They don't need their own rooms. You just need to separate the boys from the girls. After a certain age, boys should be rooming with girls. So you don't, a 3-2 is fine for most everybody. In fact, we have a 5-bedroom house and it's too big, to be honest with you. Like I keep wanting to downsize, just because it's just too much room. And it just makes us buy more crap to put into it. And I'm tired of the crap. I keep moving crap. I've moved, but my wife and I have lived in 9 different places since we've been married. Well, this year will be 18 years we've been married, and we've moved 9 times, and we have 9 moves worth of garbage that just keeps following us that we don't.
Moving is the worst thing in the entire world.
Jim Mama, you got to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. One, most guys' only social interaction with women is through the internet. And 2, they're already behind the 8 ball because 1, they have to make the move, and 2, they've probably asked out women before you that had highly inflated self-worth that wasn't justified. Mm-hmm. And so they probably were very rudely rejected. So give some guys some grace.
Also, a lot of autists.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tylenol being taken during pregnancy in the 2000s. Let's see what else. I saw something else on here I wanted to. Bro, this is the South. I showed up to so I've got a new boss, and I went to his house last week, and I showed up with some bourbon. And he said, "Why are you giving me bourbon?" I was like, "Brother, this is the South. When we come to somebody's house, we bring a present. That's what we do."
Yep.
And he was kind of, because I guess no one else he runs around with does that. But that's the same thing when you
When
take a
you
woman
go
out
over for dinner,
hey,
bring a bottle of wine.
yeah,
It's
bring
not that
something.
hard. Yeah.
Bring her a rose. Bring her a. I don't care. Bring her something.
Bring her
it's just-
knickknacks. Knickknack.com.
Bring her
AB
knickknacks.
25% off or 25% off.
Yep. Chilling on our show. I can't. You don't chill our show on your show, but you chill your grift. I get it.
I mean, I make money off of this. So
Do they just give you free knickknack? Is that all it is?
I have they gave me like 10 of these things for free, yeah.
Nice.
But the free lobster for the new sponsor is pretty cool too.
I saw that. That's a little wild. That's a little wild. Is that another Catholic company?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
The guy's a
Nice.
viewer who watches us. I had lobster for breakfast yesterday.
This is the standard we should all be aspiring to. If you can bench your body weight, walk on a 10-mile hike, I'll say, walk up a flight of stairs without losing your breath, and not show your crack when you bend down to pick up something, you're in a good spot. You're in a good spot.
Piscasius, I don't know if you know this, but Taffy has been offered money and Taffy has said no. So
well, he's obviously not Jewish.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you how many bugs I have to pick up. Like we have palmetto bugs down here, especially during the summer, and they'll just be dead in the morning for whatever reason. And so, like, my wife was like, "There's a bug in the kitchen." I have to go in there and get it and throw it away for no reason. But now I've got a son, and now I've made him take up that duty. He's now required to pick up all the bugs. Do not give her mother knickknacks. She might like them, especially here in the South.
I had a coworker yesterday complaining about she's given up smoking while at work, right? Like on her
Okay.
breaks and lunch, she won't go to her car to smoke anymore.
Mhm.
But she said, she was mentioning how hard that is. Like when she gets home, first thing she wants to do is smoke. So I had one of my free packs of knickknacks that I gave her. It turns out her and her husband love them. She's a boomer woman, so she did not know these things even existed.
Mm-hmm. I knew I didn't like you.
Oh,
I'm joking, Jemima. I'm joking. I think Jews converting to Catholicism is probably like the most hardcore conversion. Like you go from, hey, like he wasn't a real prophet, he should have died, to he kind of died for everybody. Like real quick.
the other day I got into some arguments on Twitter about the Amish, and one of the guys had a Israeli flag in his profile next to the Catholic flag, and I made a comment which in most cases would have been valid, but then I got a message from Gideon Lazar, a DM. He's like, yeah, just so you know, that guy, he's actually an Israeli who just converted to the Catholic Church. So he's just trying to be both patriotic and Catholic. I'm like, okay, damn. Yeah, I screwed up there, Gideon. I'm sorry. I'll apologize. Like, that's got to be rough, right? To be an Israeli, raised Jewish, convert to the Catholic Church, and somehow to like try to figure out how do you both be patriotic, because as a Catholic we're supposed to be patriotic for our home nations, right?
In Israel, the only way you can lose your right to citizenship is becoming Catholic.
He's still a citizen, so he's good there.
Jew. He just better not tell them he's Catholic. You can be a Buddhist Jew, you can be agnostic Jew, you can be a satanic Jew, you can be an evangelical Jew.
What it is the right to the law of return. So any Jew worldwide can become an Israeli citizen, right? Unless you convert to Christianity.
Yep.
So that's what it is. But he was born a citizen, so I don't think they can take it away from him.
Jemima, that must be hard.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Like most of my family's like Catholic light, especially on my dad's side. Um, but I've got a few that are like starting to like listen to Taylor Marshall and stuff, so that's fun. On my mom's side, they're mostly like they're just secularists. I had an older sister. She's about 8 years older than me. About 3 years ago, I got a call. She was in the hospital, and she was in liver failure. She had cirrhosis of liver. She was apparently a closet alcoholic. Nobody knew. Nobody had any idea. And so I went to the hospital to go visit her. And I just had like this push for some reason. I was like, I need to bring some holy water for whatever reason. So I went to go visit her before she passed. And she was out of it the whole time I was there. So I'm in Augusta at this hospital, and I'm sitting there just like holding her hand, talking to her because she can't respond. She's kind of she's out of it. And I'm the only one in there. Everybody else had gone home for the night, and I was staying there. I was sleeping in the chair next to her. And I just had this like urge. I was like, I need to baptize my sister. It's like, man, but like, what if she doesn't want to be baptized? Like that's a issue I'm going to have to deal with. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to do it. So I baptized my sister that night. And the next morning, my sister's ex-husband and his wife and his wife at the time came in because they had kids together, my sister and her ex-husband. And apparently she had grown close with the ex-husband's new wife somehow. And the new wife was talking about how my sister had started seeking the Lord and going to church. And she had wanted to get baptized. She doesn't know how to do it. Like, and she brought this up out of nowhere. Like I hadn't talked to her at all. And I just felt like that was God telling me, you're good. Like you did what you're supposed to do. You came for the right reason. You did what you're supposed to do while you're here. And on that side of the family, the rest of them are just, they're not good people. Like my mom's side of the family are just really horrible people. But my sister, I'd known her a little bit throughout my life. I didn't know her very well. She was in and out of the house because she's older than me. But that's just one of those times where you just listen and you have to go with what you think you're being told to do. And hopefully it's the right voice talking to you.
Yeah. We kept 32 viewers this whole time. That's not bad for us.
Nice. Almost 3 dozen, guys.
Almost
3 dozen. Not easy. Freemason brother. Okay. Other brother dating an Israeli Mossad agent. I'm not 100% sure. Mom and dad secular Jews. I'd never change my cross or anything though. I live and die Catholic. Good. You know what? I've tossed around. I've talked to Christopher about this too on the Telegram chat. We need to have like a Catholic dating exchange program, right? Like if you live in Cincinnati, come down to Birmingham for a week and go to mass. I'll introduce you to a bunch of the people and a bunch of the girls or guys if you're a female, and maybe you'll find a husband down here or a wife down here, right? And vice versa. We'll send some up there. They go up to Cincinnati. Maybe they'll meet some up there, right? Or maybe with like Mississippi. There's no Latin masses in Mississippi, but just like an exchange program of traditional Catholics coming to each other parishes to help find where to go. That's not what I want. Is that the point of Anthony's Italy pilgrimage? Well, hopefully it's not a lot like his Patrick Coffin pilgrimage. We'll just leave it at that. But if y'all end up coming to Birmingham, come find me. You'll see me with my family. You won't be able to miss me. I have a loud voice. But I'll introduce you around. I have no problem with that. I'll introduce you to everybody. When Adrian will show us some
Michael Vorse.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
A little bit of that double trouble.
Oh man. I thought we were watching Twilight tonight, babe. What is this? Double trouble.
Oh man.
I'm Team Michael.
Okay.
Man, I don't know if y'all seen, but Patrick Coffin loves the E-Girls. He loves
Especially if they
E-Girls.
believe Charlie Kirk is still alive.
Like he's so weird to me because he believes the most crazy conspiracies, but then he thinks the SSPX are settings. like where do you, your logic is all jacked up. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, actually, in fact, anytime I travel, I have the Knights of Columbus cross they give you in like the 3rd degree, I think it is. That goes with me because it stands up on its own.
Yeah.
And then I have holy water and blessed salt. So anytime I go to like a hotel or something, I bless the room and you know, I have my things out. Because man, life's hard enough. I don't need demons attacking me too when I go sleep somewhere.
For the record, though, everyone, it doesn't. If you baptize someone, it doesn't need to be holy water.
No, it
Just so you
doesn't.
know. Can't be spit. Just
We need some Guns N' Roses Twilight shirts with Michael Vors's head on them, dual wielding 1911s.
wait a minute. What now? can you run that by me one more time?
Look, just imagine a black
Okay.
shirt.
Hold on.
A black. You good? You ready? Close your eyes.
Yep.
It's a black shirt.
Okay.
Michael Voris, glittery body. Right. Dual wielding 1911s.
You had me up until Michael Boris.
That's the best part.
If we're gonna do Twilight Guns and Rosary shirt, it should be. You can be like Jacob, and I'll. Who's the other one?
Edward.
Okay,
Edward?
then I guess is he the vampire?
He's one of the vampires. Yeah,
Oh, great! I get to be the sparkly vampire on the shirt.
it's gonna be amazing. Yes, we do have a Telegram chat, and it's
Do we
super
allow
lively.
women to join that one?
Super lively. Are we allowing ghosts to join it?
We can allow ghosts. Yeah, true.
Look, just know if you're a female and you join the Telegram chat,
It's not gonna be a good time.
it's not
Oh,
female friendly. We'll say
oh gosh.
there might be some.
Speaking of, hold on. Speaking of lively Telegram chat, I got. Hold on, is that who I think it is? Who did that? Yes, it is. You're watching us in doing this at the same time, Taffy.
What do you do?
Hold on, give me a second. Where is it? Here we go. Really?
West Side, buddy. West Side.
First off, Ant would look way better with this picture.
He'd be very appropriate.
Oh, okay. Taffy made that before the show. Okay.
No, okay.
Let me put the
mean,
Telegram chat in here real quick.
While he's doing that, I don't understand. Stephanie Gordon doesn't seem like a miserable wife. Like he seems to treat her really well. I think some people don't like the way he talks, which is fine. There are some things I disagree with Tim Gordon on, but like I've met his wife in person. I met him in person, and his wife is not unhappy whatsoever. So I don't know if that's a situation where I would think like he's mistreating his wife at all. But I think a lot of us have a hard time with hearing the way he talks and the way he talks to his wife. And I think we're feminist coded, right? And the fact that we think the way he's talking to his wife or about his wife, because I've never heard him say anything but phenomenal things about his wife. Right. And he obviously loves his wife very much. I think we just aren't in a culture where the leadership of the man and the submissiveness of the wife is honored as much. So it's weird to us. Right. Because that's a new situation for me too. Like I grew up, thinking like, well, women are just as good as men and they can do everything a man can do. And like, I thought me and my wife were going to have, jobs together and, we put the kids through school and, we'd have to be a double income the rest of our life. And then like my mind changed because I started taking my faith seriously. And, I don't follow that line of thinking anymore. And I think Tim Gordon has kind of helped me do that. And my wife loves Stephanie Gordon. They've communicated through email a few times as well because she's asked her about her book and stuff. So I think it's just a lot of us we're so feminist coded growing up that like we think it's weird the way his relationship is, and I think he's doing a lot more right than most of us. Let's see. Any of you men thinking about joining a third order military religious order that is open to married men allowed to be enrolled in the ranks? Man, y'all love run-on sentences. Knights of Columbus are so lackluster and bland. But any organization you join,
Oh, hold on. I might have to go make myself a drink if you're going off in your Knights of Columbus spiel again.
what? I'm not even going to talk about the Knights of Columbus.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm going to the Knights of Columbus. So any organization you can join that's Catholic men to face seriously, whether it's the Kingsmen, which is a organization, Men of St. Joseph, or CORE, or Knights of Columbus, Fraternus. Any of these organizations are worthwhile for you to join. Absolutely. I will always sing the praises of the Knights of Columbus because one, they have the infrastructure already set to have a much more lasting change than any of these other groups. And your council is only as bad as you allow it to be. If your council is a bunch of boomer men, then find 3 friends with you, get elected to officer positions, take it over, and mold it how you want it to be. It's that simple. They want you to do that. They're tired of being the officer positions. They're ready to give it up. They want someone else to take the reins. The problem is that a lot of young men have is they don't want to commit to anything because they're afraid something better will come up. What do you do, Rob? I see you.
Well, I'm trying not to dox your last name first of all. The second of I'm saying also Adrian wants you to join the Knights of Columbus because then he can sell you insurance.
Look, I don't care if you join the Knights at all.
Can you sell insurance to any knight in the country?
No, just in my state.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. But you absolutely should join some type of men's fraternal group. I don't care what it is. Join something. Surround yourself with other good men. It's just the Knights of Columbus are the most prolific. You have much more access to them than anybody else. And if you, like I said, if you don't like your council, change it. There's not like I have helped overturn a number of councils with younger men because they didn't like their council. Like, I don't want to join. It's a bunch of old guys. I'm like, all right, we'll get elected. You get elected, and I'll help you. Help you get elected, and then you can change it to however you want. Now I've got a council right now. They do like one business meeting a month, but then they do like 3 social meetings where one they went skeet shooting, another one they went camping, and another one they're helping with put a new roof on a convent down here. Right. So like you make it how you want it to be. It doesn't have to stay how it's always been.
Yes, rig the election and then stop elections.
Yes,
Become
exactly.
the council dictator.
Yes, exactly.
Council strong man.
Yeah. Knights of Malta are good. Order of St. John is another good one. Just something you can join that surrounds yourself with other men that are seeking the Lord. That's the best thing you can do. You want to do this one?
Oh man.
Did you just do this one?
Yes.
All right, I'll do this one.
Well, Yeah, you
There,
can stretch.
it's not proscribed, right, to do, but most people want kids that look like them, right? And I mean, I've dated minorities. I've
My
dated black
wife would
men.
like a kid that looks like her, but they all come out looking just like me.
I know. All my kids like look wildly different from each other, but then they all look like each other too at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah.
But and like my oldest is a spitting image of my wife. But then she's got my personality, so it's like it's horrible. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong per se with it, but it can dilute culture. For instance, I have a friend that I was in the Marines with, and he was mixed. He was half black, half white, and he didn't feel black or white. Like he couldn't identify with either side because he'd go hang out with the black side of the family, and they would see him as white, and then he'd go with the white side of the family, and they see him as black, right? And no one ever really accepted him in his family. I mean, not that they didn't love him, right?
Kind of like
Not that
how
they didn't
Bella
treat
and
him.
Edward's kids would always be torn between the two worlds, humans and vampire. Never letting this one go.
Like I wouldn't bring it up if I wasn't willing to let it out there. All right, let's see what else.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we can talk about ideals and principles all day, but it's like we got a lot of stuff in our world to fix before we kind of get down to that level.
It's really like if you find it is much more important for you to find someone who's Catholic than someone who's your same race. If you're white and you find a Filipina Catholic girl, marry her.
That's the Marine in him talking, by the way, guys.
Well, she'd be black Catholic. I don't care. If she's Catholic, that's much more important than her skin color, right? Or what your skin color. If you're black and you meet a white Catholic, go for it. That's much more important. But I want to reiterate Cigar Mode's statement here. They are based. In fact, you know what I'm doing? I've got a friend
get back to this
who runs a really good council in St. Louis. I'm going to bring him on, and we're going to have the Knights of Columbus and what it does and what he does at his parish, because their councils, they're the Latin Mass parish. They have a great council. I'm gonna bring him on, and we're gonna talk about it.
Oh, did Taffy happen to make one already? Pescasius? Is that what you're saying? In the Telegram already? Yep, it's in the Telegram already. Team MV.
That's amazing.
Oh, you did. Yes, that's right. That is yes.
Yeah, that Taffy guy can't do him anymore. He doesn't have the skills anymore. Let's see.
We put Taffy out of his misery after he made an intro for Joel Webbin where him and Anthony were holding hands together.
I was driving. I had to pull over when I started watching that because I was like, I'm on my way home. I'm gonna turn this on because I haven't watched it yet. I turn it on, and I think it was the next day, and I turn it on, and that intro started playing. The one because I think he showed it the next day on the locals chat.
We showed it on the locals chat because Anthony said there was no way he was playing that for Joel.
I had to pull over. I couldn't see. I was laughing so hard I was crying.
The first version had at the end when they're running through the field had them holding hands, and Anthony goes, "No, absolutely not. That is too gay."
Well, I was like, the lyrics were killing me. I was like, the visual was like whatever, but the lyrics and the song was killing me. Let's see, women will have expectation of their husbands that they inherit from their culture, most approximately the fathers. Yep, men should keep that in mind. Yeah, I tell my daughters all the time, you know, my goal is to find you a husband that's better than me. And like your future husband better come talk to me, because if I don't approve of him, like, that's not happening. You're not getting married to him. He has to, and it's not like I've got like these lofty standards where like he's got to be a multimillionaire. Like, I don't care, as long as you can take care of my daughter and protect her, that's all I care about. And you're going to walk with her step and step, in her faith. But yeah, like my daughter will seek men that are like me, because I am the example to her of what a man should be. And the way she sees me love my wife is the standard of which she will want to be loved by her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with my son. The way my son sees me love my wife is the standard he will uphold when he has a wife.
Yep.
Right. We're exemplary, which is why, like, I tell my kid, my oldest daughter, we were having this talk a couple of weeks ago. Because she's like 13 and she's having questions about worldly things. And she's reading books that are having very adult topics in them now. And the topic came up of rape and things like that. We're past 2 hours. Yeah, we're past 2 hours. We're good. So
she was reading Twilight too then.
So no, I think it was like a Little House on the Prairie or something. But anyway, I was telling my daughter, I was like, mommy and we're messed up. Like, we grew up in broken homes, and my parents were divorced. My wife's parents divorced. We're messed up. But our goal is to pass on as little of that brokenness to you.
Yeah.
You will be a little less broken than I am. And then hopefully your children are even less broken than you are. And then hopefully your grandchildren will not be broken at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So hopefully they will never need Michael Voris to help convert them.
What is the flag to your lower left?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
That's the Afghanistan flag. It's got all my guys I deployed with in 2010 on it. What those are. Yep. African flag. Doesn't even know his flag. You're not even a real autist.
Whoa. He could be a trained autist.
A trained autist?
Yeah.
He's a tranny autist is what he is. I identify as autist.
Whoa. There's some autist fighting words.
Let's see. Yes, we homeschool. And let me tell you the story how that happened. So I had my kids in Catholic
I really
school.
do need a drink.
Go ahead. I got this. So I used to have my kids in Catholic school here. 2020, my wife decided my wife was a nurse at the time. She decided she wanted to go work in the ER again. She was working at a cardiac unit before. So she found a ER job at one of the ERs here in Birmingham. And then right after she accepted the job, COVID happened. So then she was in the ER during the entirety of COVID. And so
miserable.
Yeah, it was. She was in her spacesuit all the time with her N100 mask on. She hated it. But anyway, she eventually accepted a position. My wife, God bless her, she's cursed with competency. She ended up accepting a job that was like 2 education levels higher than what she had. So she was managing 2 units as she had an associate's degree. She should have had a master's doing that, but she's good at her job. She's smart and she knows what she's doing. So they had her doing that. But during COVID, she was having to fire nurses who didn't get the vaccine, even though my wife didn't take the vaccine. And so the time was coming up in November of 21 to where they were basically telling her, like, if you don't get the vaccine, we got to let you go too. She's like, that's fine. Peace. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. Right. And so November 2021, she came home and she's been a stay-at-home mom ever since. But we homeschool, and my wife's was concerned at first because she's like, I don't know how to be a teacher. And I kept encouraging her, like, you graduated high school, you can at least teach the high school.
Yeah.
Like, where I'm not I don't want you to teach them how to be an astrophysicist. Just like get them through high school. And she's loved it. And now it takes some time to get used to it because I remember growing up, like the homeschool kids were weird, right? They're like socially awkward.
Yeah.
But I look back on it now, they were innocent. The reason
That's
they
what
were
it was.
weird is
Yeah.
because they weren't jacked up like we were.
100%, man.
Right. So that's why so now my kids, so 2 years ago, I went back to Kentucky, to Enoch's parish. My cousin goes there. Bro, that's amazing.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. So 2 years ago, I went to my
Hold on.
cousin's.
I will make a shirt of that for a prize for the monthly competition. I will. Piscasius or Taffy or whichever one of you two of the split personality made that. Can you send me not the t-shirt part of the file, but just the image file? I'll make a shirt of that.
Which and on the back it should say the most goodest boy.
Yes, you'll get a shirt. Most goodest boy.
Most goodest boy. So anyway, 2 years ago, went to my cousin's wedding. Afterwards, like this is like the first time a lot of my side of the family met all my kids. Like some of them met my oldest when she was a baby, but it's been a while since then. And they're all just shocked at like my son, who was 7 at the time, could have a conversation with like a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's so like well spoken. And I'm like, yeah, because we talk to him like he's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't baby talk him. Like I treat him, and I give him chores, and like, and now my son's a little bit of a variance because my son's very smart. I know everyone thinks that of their kids, but the rest of my kids are not smart like my son is. Not like my oldest, she's very artistic. My second youngest, she's going to be a mom because she is super bossy and she likes to take care of people. And my youngest is the reason I have gray hairs on my head. But my son taught himself to read at 4 and taught himself how to play the piano at 5. Right. That's a difficulty for me because he's obviously smarter than I am. So how do I raise a child that's smarter than me? I give him the resources he needs. That's all I do. But you know, homeschooling has been the best thing for us because my son, who's far advanced in some ways, isn't now being pigeonholed into his grade with everyone else. He's able to excel in areas where he does well. Right. And then like my other kids are able to do, you know, go a grade ahead or whatever based on where they're at as well. So homeschooling is much more preferred. Like, yes, would I like them be in a school to where they can socialize with other kids? Yes and no. Like, but if I have to put them in a school where socialization means like they're going to be bullied, nah, I'm good. Like, I mean, if anybody's going to bully my kids, it's going to be me. But right now, the way things are, homeschooling is phenomenal. I love it. If you can do it, do it.
I completely agree. Like, I like largely checked out during like high school, in college, because of that reason. Like, you know, in 7th grade, they're having us. I don't even know what books we were reading in 7th grade in school. Something stupid and terrible, but you know. And meanwhile, I'm reading like The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich by William Shirer. That's like a 1,600-page tome, you know, about Hitler. Maybe it wasn't the best sign growing up, I guess. But like, you know, so I never paid attention in school because it was all mind-numbingly boring.
Yeah,
you know, and like my oldest is that same way, to where if you're not engaging with him at his level, he just checks out. You know, and so that's one thing that we really love about homeschooling too is we can do whatever we want with him. You know, we have a curriculum that we use, but if we find he's got an interest in something or something catches his eye that day, you can go down a rabbit hole and have him learn about something that he actually does want to learn about.
That's exactly right. We work kind of like piecemealing some curriculums together. But my wife has started straying much more towards Memoria Press. I don't know if you've heard of them, but
no, I haven't.
They're a Catholic. I mean, they're run by Catholics, but they're trying to evangelize the world through Catholicism without making it blatant that it's Catholicism.
Yeah.
But they're out of Louisville, Kentucky, but they have really great curriculum. And my boy does IEW. I don't know if you know what that is, but
Mhm.
Andrew Pudawa does it, and my boy can write really well. He can
Nice.
structure a paper really well, and he's 9 years old. So it's been, and he loves it because he gets to write about things that he wants to write about all the time. He just has to do it with the rules that they give him, and he loves it.
We use Colby Academy for the curriculum, but my
Okay.
wife's added and changed some stuff.
Yeah, we use a lot of tan stuff for a little bit too. Like their story of civilization was really good. Is really good. My boy
Yep.
loves it. He's when he's doing when it's history time because we do history during the summers, and he's like, "All right, I'm ready for the test." I'm like, "Brother, you just read the lesson. I'm ready. Let's do it." And he'll nail it. He'll kill it. But he loves it, man. So I'm really excited to share it because I've got a lot of history books. In fact, I've got Warren Carroll's entire history of the church series,
I
like
need to
9
get
volumes. So I'm excited for him to start reading that stuff, but he's a few years away. Some of those words are hard even for me. You only get one shot to raise your kids. Don't send them to daycare. I agree. Or public schools. It's a missed opportunity. They will build regrets if you go down that path. Homeschools, yeah. My oldest daughter is the only one that we've done daycare with, and there are challenges there for her because of that.
So
Everyone else has not needed daycare.
yeah, like my oldest, we didn't put him in daycare, but well, before we had my second, when he was 2, so for the first 2 years of his life, my wife was working, Hope was working. So I was working too, obviously. So we had my mom watching. Way better than daycare. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Like, I'm glad, I'm super grateful and thankful that my mom was able to watch him during those 2 years. But just those 2 years being apart from Hope during the day, even though it was with my mom, like he has noticeably more anxiety, in his personality, in his life than my other kids have. He's noticeably more anxious. He's noticeably um he definitely has some separation anxiety at times, things like that, and I can just tell it's because his life was just a little bit more up in the air between me working during the day, Hope working overnights, so I bring him to my mom's in the morning. Then Hope goes there, naps for a few hours before she brings him home and is awake with him during, it was just a crazy couple of years, and it affected him. And I can't imagine how much worse it would have been if it was daycare, or something like that instead, even. So
Yeah. My oldest had to go into daycare because I was in the Marines at the time. I was putting my wife through nursing school. So she's in daycare. She was in daycare basically from 8 weeks old to, till she started school. Because my wife and I were both working. She was a nurse at the ER in Georgia, and I was in the fire department. And then eventually we got to the point where I would work a shift and my wife would be off. So they didn't need to be in daycare other than maybe like to cross paths in the morning.
right,
If we put to work. But yeah, like there are challenges with my daughter that are obviously there from her being in daycare and that my other kids don't have. And I think it's also challenges because she was the only child for like 4 years before we had my son, because we weren't supposed to be able to have kids. Like we tried for 4 years before I had my daughter, and then I thought she was going to be it. And then 4 years later, I had my son. I was like, okay, well, I got a boy and a girl. Like that's probably it. And then not realizing we broke the seal, and every 15 months after that, we had another kid. But like our third child was a medical emergency. It was a uterine rupture. My wife almost died. My daughter almost died, and we weren't supposed to get pregnant again. And we tried NFP to keep from like endangering my wife's life. We're horrible at NFP, so we got pregnant a fourth time. And so like then we had to take my daughter 4 weeks early, and then we can't have we could not have any more children because it would kill my wife. And so now we've got 4, and we would love to have more kids. We tried to adopt, but the state of Alabama doesn't like if you're not on the vaccine schedule, and we weren't willing to do that anymore. So we can't adopt. So we're.
Do you think that's changed with the different vaccine schedule now?
So it's funny you bring that up. We've started looking into it again since the change. The problem is, one, I cannot afford to adopt privately. You're looking at $40,000 to $60,000.
Yeah,
To
man.
adopt privately. So if I was to adopt, it would be foster to adopt, which I don't have a problem with if it's a baby. But I can't bring like a 12-year-old boy into my house.
No.
I've got daughters, and I can't. They're coming in with trauma, usually sexual trauma,
Yeah.
right? And I can't risk that around my girls. So like I could do a baby, but I still the children in the house, if you foster a baby, still have to get like the flu vaccine and the whooping cough vaccine for the children in the house already, and the adults. I'm like, well, we're not doing that.
No.
So we're just not going to be able to adopt. Is pretty much what it comes down to. How much were they giving incentives to raise the adoptive kids? Realistic? I don't know what you mean by that. Fostering, is a little bit of funds, but and so the county I'm in, we have a glutton of foster homes, and so much that other counties come to our county to be able to find homes for kids. Now, like Jefferson County that Birmingham's in, they are way short on foster homes. And so it was strange to me that like we tried to get registered in Jefferson County to find a child, and they wouldn't even take us. It's almost like there's no incentive for them to place these children. Like, so I don't know if y'all have like followed the conspiracy with the Epstein files and everything with the children in foster care, but it makes more sense to me now that I've been on this side of it trying to adopt.
So Cigar Mo said we should pay people to adopt children. I understand that, but at the same time, the Somalis would have a new fraud ring.
That's 100% true.
And obviously not just them. You already incentivize people to have this is going to sound kind of
Look, it
obviously
can't sound any gayer than being
not gay. No, not gay. It's just obviously as Catholics we want people to be open to life and have children.
Yeah.
But in some real sense, in areas of the population, like we incentivize them to have. Well, I mean, they're not married, right? So we're incentivizing them to have kids out of wedlock so that their welfare checks go up.
Yeah.
And this could be another way for people to abuse that thing.
Yeah. That's 100% what would happen. If you paid people to take care of foster children and adoptive children, they would take as many as they can and then just neglect the children just for the check.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what would happen. But then the other side of it is as well is they can be too restrictive on people who want a child. Because we looked at doing private adoption through Catholic Charities, but we were told that we would never be picked by the mother because we already have kids. They want to find people who can't have kids. Like, well, technically we can't have kids anymore. We just have 4 kids that your child will now have as siblings. Right. Plus, man, if I could adopt a black child, the N-word pass, real nice.
Okay, cool. Got it. My one of my younger cousins, one of the only other people in my family that still practices the Catholic faith. He had cancer when he was 3. I forget the type of cancer. It was up in his face, basically. So he had just high doses of radiation, and chemo. But radiation blasted like right into his head. It killed his I think it was the pituitary gland, the one that controls growth, right?
Growth, yeah,
So
pituitary,
he had to take growth hormones
Mhm.
up until he was, 16, basically, to make sure because otherwise he would have stayed physically like a 3-year-old, probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, so he was, he knew basically from the time he could remember that he was going to be, infertile, right? Because his body was blasted with the radiation and chemo at the age of 3. But him and his wife were able to adopt, and they adopted twins. So that was but I mean that was like $50,000 at least. I'm sure it was more than that, but yeah, it's crazy the hoops some people have to go through.
It's prohibitive, is what
It
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
I had a lieutenant in the fire department I was at in Georgia who paid $40,000 to adopt a child locally, and the woman accepted the money, and then at the last moment decided to keep the child. So then he's just out $40,000.
Oh man.
Right. And he ended up adopting 2 kids, but I think he ended up dropping like $140,000 to adopt those 2 kids.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. But that's what happens. It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got anything else? We might call this here in a second. We've been here 2.5 hours. Going to mass, boy. Going to candle mass. It's an evening mass this time, so the candles would be nice. I think last year candles was on a Sunday, wasn't it? Or
Sounds right.
maybe a Saturday. So it was like I remember being there in the day. I know that. So this year our mass is at night, so it'd be nice with the candles.
I've never been to a Candlemas mass, unfortunately.
No?
They don't do them in the Nova Zorro.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And I can't do the 4-hour round trip on your average weekday. You know what I mean?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Not one bit. All right, guys. If y'all haven't joined the Telegram, join the Telegram. Even you, Jemima. Just don't get uppity.
Just don't get up. Oh man.
So sorry I didn't put out a competition this month. It's been crazy here around my house this month. In fact, we had a calf born yesterday or Wednesday, the only warm day of the week, which is great. But we've got another one. We've got 3 more due in the next couple of months.
Oh wow.
So a lot of stuff going on around here. Getting prepared for spring. But I've already got February's drawn up. It will be posted by Sunday in Telegram. And this new winner will get one of those shirts.
And I will make that shirt just for that for whoever wins it.
So join.
Imagine trying to explain that shirt to someone.
Yeah.
Like you're wearing it, someone's like, what's that mean? And you're like, I don't even know where to start, man.
So I'll start releasing the dates that we're going to do for the camp out and such in late April, early May. I just don't want to do it when it's too cold, because like April it can still be a little cool. And
we used to have snow on the ground in April.
Yeah, we don't have that problem in Alabama, but it still can be cool. But we're going to do like a 2-3 day camp out, eat off the campfire, do some shooting, hang out type thing for a couple of days down here at my property.
Fun.
We'll do that in April, May, late April, early May. I'll release some dates on that here probably in the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna lean on Rob to try and get us that priest from Texas that can come out with us.
Yeah.
Maybe get us to talk and hear confessions. Maybe do a mass while we're out there. But it's going to be limited. We're going to, I might limit it to like 20, 25 guys. There'll be a little bit of cost involved just because I love you guys, but I'm not paying for all your food.
I was going to say people should cover their own food and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like I'll buy, like I'll, if y'all, it'll probably be like $25, right? For food for the week, for the weekend or whatever it is. And we'll probably do like breakfast and a dinner, and like y'all can just eat MREs for lunch or something. But we'll do some cooking and stuff. It'll be fun, but I'll hash it out here soon. The goal is for that to one, give you some men you can meet in person that are on the same path as you that in this community. Have a little fun shooting some guns. Like I'll let y'all shoot some of my guns.
I'm gonna have to drive down.
Yeah, you will have to drive down. It's only like 14 hours. That's all. but and then we might have a couple of talks. I'll do a talk, and I'll probably have the priest do a talk. Whoever priest we can get, we'll have some confession, we'll have mass. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. And then hopefully you'll meet some good people that you can build some relationships with. I know, isn't it crazy? You meet your people and your mutuals in real life. It's amazing. And some of y'all will probably go away from this hating me, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. But that's the goal. So I'll release some dates on that here soon, and then we'll see if we can get some people to come that you all will want to see. But other than that, guys, we're gonna cut it from here.
We should get Adrian's favorite person, Christian Wagner, to come down.
That boy's got hands soft as Charmin.
Oh,
I like Christian Wagner. He doesn't take the ribbing too well. He didn't like me making an AI picture of him taking a selfie. He did not.
Is that what the most recent time was?
Yeah, that's what he blocked me right after that. He did. I'll show you. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show it to you what I did. So he sent a picture of him taking a pic. He took a selfie in his truck. Let me see if I can find it. Well, he was like working some construction job or something. So I took an AI. I took it and put it through AI, made him a woman. And he's just like a little doughy woman in the same picture. And he blocked me. He didn't like it. I was like, this is the same vibes. He didn't like it. Here it is. Here, I'll send it to you real quick, Rob.
Okay. Like, are you gonna pull an ant to try to show it to the camera?
I mean, I could. Like, you could see it, but here you go. There you go. It's the same exact picture.
Oh my!
It shows him as a doughy woman.
He looks like he should be protesting ICE in Minneapolis, to be honest.
And he didn't like it, and he blocked me for it. Yeah. So
your affability does not come across quite as much on Twitter as it does here.
Yeah, that's because it's words, and words are hard. So, but like he didn't like he just got real butthurt about it, and like, man, that's because you were raised by a woman. That's what that was. He is like Fluffernutter. That's exactly true.
Fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter.
I can't believe you people eat those things.
I had them once, and I would eat it again. Like, I won't buy the ingredients to do it myself, but if someone were to make me a fluffernutter, I would eat a fluffernutter.
I mean, I'm not gonna stand here on my high horse and say I wouldn't eat it if someone handed it to me right now. I mean, come on, guys. But
so before we go, I ordered some fat thins.
Yes.
And I got them.
Yeah.
And we had them, like, we had fish sticks tonight and fat thins for dinner.
Yep.
And they're good. I like them a lot. I can't justify paying for them ever again. I did it one time.
That's fair.
But they're just way too expensive for potato chips. If they could cut it by 25%, I would probably do more. I would probably order some more. But man, they're good. Like they have that, like, it's almost like a buttery taste because of the tallow.
It is, isn't it? It's like it's both rich and a slightly sweet at the same time, almost. Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you got the money for it, bomb. They're good. I don't have to feel bad about eating them too much because they're from a Catholic family, and it's like the ingredients are literally potatoes, beef tallow, and sea salt.
Sea salt. I mean, that's literally the ingredient list.
3 ingredients. I'm like, this is amazing. It's probably not organic, but whatever. Like, it's still, like, if you only got 3 ingredients, like, you're organic light. But yeah, they're good. If they were 25% cheaper, I would order them more regularly.
The big downside to them that I have is that my 2-year-old loves them and has eaten easily $30 worth of potato chips.
I can see that.
I cannot justify buying
I can see that.
a 2-year-old eating $30 worth of potato chips.
It is not hard as a medium-sized adult to eat an entire bag of chips by yourself. Like, it's not filling. So, like, you don't realize how much you're actually eating.
The thing with the fat thins, so one, the bag is smaller than a big bag of like Lay's.
Mm-hmm.
and they're good. They're addictive.
Yeah.
But when you get to the end of that bag, it's not like an end. Like on one hand, you don't feel as oily.
Yeah.
Like if you eat a bag of Lay's, like you feel it in your hands. Your face feels oily.
Mhm.
You don't feel that with fat thins, but you feel like you ate a lot of something. Like it does fill you up more than like normal potato chips.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And yet I agree with this. A lot of times it's like the same thing with grass fed. As long as something's grass fed 51% of the time, they can label it as grass fed, right?
Mhm.
Same thing with organic. But if something has gone through the trouble to be labeled organic, they are at least 51% better than other food. Okay, so if you can get something, it may not be 100% organic because they may have like skirted under the rope on some things, but it's still better than most other food you're going to eat.
Yeah.
So, like that's why we do. Like my wife was today, she's like, we're supposed to get really cold temperatures here, and like really high winds. So like I think the cold chill is supposed to be down like to 7, right? 7 degrees in Alabama. Ridiculous. This is
Brother,
ridiculous.
the wind chill was -84 for me last week.
Look, don't talk to me about that. You're like a penguin. You're used to it up there. Down here,
Am I like the penguin?
you're like the penguin. Down here, it gets to like 100 degrees in the summer with 100% humidity. You're breathing water down here. Okay. Like we should not be getting down to 7 degrees. So my wife is like, what do you want to do tomorrow? You want to go to Costco? I'm like, are you crazy on a Saturday? Do you hate yourself? What are you talking about going to Costco? So tomorrow we're going to Costco and we're going to go look at some. But
there's that patriarchy there, folks.
Like sometimes you got to just fight your battles that are worth fighting. Like I like Costco. They have a liquor store right next to it. That's probably the cheapest liquor in Alabama. So I'll go there for that. And sometimes I like to look around. But we have a Costco membership because they have so much organic food.
Yeah.
We have a I don't know what to call it. It's like a coffee shop, deli, and grocery store here, run by some like Medjugorje type people. That's awesome.
I love that.
But they sell this little store.
I'm just scared that this implies that he's working on a Team Edward for me.
But they sell raw milk there, and it's like $28 a gallon.
What?
Right. And like I get raw milk for free when my cows are in milk, but they're not in milk right now. So I have to buy milk. And the farm we usually get it from, their cows aren't in milk either because their farm got hit by a tornado last year. So I had to buy a gallon of milk today for $28. Because my wife can only drink raw milk. She's lactose intolerant. So she can only drink raw milk.
Look, for getting milk at least $20 less, that might be worth a few dairy shits, okay?
A few dairy squirts,
Yeah, exactly.
You might paint the toilet, but you know what? We only spent $8 instead of $28. This is definitely a $20 poop.
You can spend the 10 of the 20 you saved on Pepto-Bismol and still come out ahead.
Yeah. So,
Costco, Twilight, and Voorhees. The perfect weekend.
Look, I'm a Renaissance man. I don't know if y'all know this, but
Yeah.
I'm a man.
Well, the Renaissance was really gay, so
many facets. I'm like an onion. I've got many layers. You never know what you're gonna get with me. That's probably why nobody at the parish hangs out with me.
Oh man.
That's why like no one at the parish goes to my house. Is probably what it is. Like this dude's weird. He likes Twilight and Costco. Look, hey baby, you want to go to Costco tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we'll watch some Twilight? I rub your head. My wife would love that. She would love it.
So I'm not a big fan of movie theaters in general. And I'm also just not a big fan of movies in general. So my wife tomorrow is going to the movie theater by herself.
Bro, what's she going to watch?
I'm not even quite sure, to be honest. It's
Like,
something I don't want to
follow,
see.
like, I don't even follow what movies are in the theater anymore. I took my kids to go see David, like around Christmas, like right after Christmas. Good movie, by the way. I highly suggest you watch it. It's good. It's actually a good movie. But now they have the soundtrack. Look, I am confident and comfortable in my sexuality. So I'm not afraid to let my vulnerabilities out. Like my love for
Michael Morris.
Twilight. Michael Morris.
By the way, this is not where I saw this show heading earlier today.
Have you ever heard of the Yodo?
The Yodo?
Yoto. Yeah.
Like toy
I'm going to deduce by your quizzical tone of your voice that you've never heard of it. So I got my boy a Yodo for Christmas this year. My wife and I did. I sent it to her earlier in the year because some other Catholic families had talked about it. And basically, it's like a little radio alarm type thing. And if they want to listen to,
I've seen this.
It's on a card, right?
Yeah.
And that boy carries it around like a boombox. He's got a thing on his shoulder, right, walking around, putting his cards in. But I had a bunch of Audible credits, so I got him a bunch of books. So he's like listening like Sherlock Holmes, Winnie the Pooh, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, like a bunch, and like he's just devouring the stuff, man. And I can, like at night, I can turn it off so he can't, like through an app, so he can't like listen to it too late or whatever. Like this thing's amazing. I highly suggest. I got my girl one of my daughter's one. It's a little one. It's like a little travel one, and it takes the cards too. They're amazing. Like if you're looking for a gift for your kids, look at the Yodo. It's amazing. Audible food stamps.
So the thought that popped into my head when you talk about your boy carrying it around like a boombox. I just want you to know you're the reason why that thought popped in my head.
Okay.
I just pictured little mini Adrian, basically you, a child with your head on top,
okay,
holding a boombox.
Mm-hmm.
In the intro to that one Ye song comes on.
I should slip that in on his playlist. Boom, boom, boom. Dad, what is this song? Just listen, buddy. Just
you're
enjoy
gonna love this. You're gonna
soak
love this
it in. Just soak it in.
Oh man.
I've got him. So I've got him listening to some Leonard Skinner on it, and some Creed, obviously.
Of course, yes.
Of course. Like, God, seriously, what else will he listen to? What else have I got on there? I gotta throw some Pearl Jam. Like, I want to throw some Pearl Jam on there. Or like I'm trying, like, some Led Zeppelin. Trying to like give them the classics, and then we'll get into the Sabaton,
Of course.
And did you ever listen to Demon Hunter?
No, I didn't yet.
Oh, you're missing out.
I don't listen to a lot of music, to be honest.
You just listen to podcasts?
Audiobooks mostly.
Cultured swine. Dun dun dun.
I catch
Everybody knows
myself.
what song I'm doing when I do
I
that.
catch myself humming that way too much. And it's because of all the Instagram reels you send me.
You're welcome. I find I cultivate the best Instagram reels and send them to you. Like they have to go through a very high standard to make it from me to you.
Just so you know, I send them all right to my wife too.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
she, yep.
And like probably like half of them she doesn't get. You know what? But she will one day. One day
Well,
she'll get.
Okay, so last weekend, we watched Black Hawk Down. She had never seen it before.
Okay.
We had to
Hey,
watch
Gordy's
Black Hawk
gone.
Down
Maybe
so
I'll
that
try.
she understood
Yeah.
all the Black Hawk Down memes about Somalians that I was sending her. She's like, "What do you mean, Irene?" I'm like, "Okay, hold on. We got to watch a movie right now."
Now she's like, Gordy. Gordy's gone.
Gordy's gone, man.
Gordy's gone. I'll be outside.
Then I had
Get
to
it
tell her
on.
what they did to
get
poor
it.
Gordon and Shugart.
No. No, don't do that. Like, give her
I
some
did.
innocence, man.
I didn't tell my
have some of it.
I didn't tell my 7-year-old that, but I told her that.
It's amazing. Like sometimes I'll have conversations with my kids and they'll ask me like the best questions. Right. And then I have to decide, like, do I want to ruin some of your innocence by telling you the answer? And a lot of times it's no. So I give them some BS answer right now. And like I wonder how much longer I can push that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, especially with my boys.
Yeah.
Like, stuff's unraveling fast.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially like you have literally a front row seat to it.
almost. I mean,
Like
we're
Minnesota's going to be the Fort Sumter.
it does seem that way, which is nuts, dude. I would like. You never heard Minnesota talked about in the news when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Now it's like every week. there's something.
Unless it was Kirby Puckett.
Holy crap! You know who Kirby Puckett is?
Of course, I know Kirby
You're
Puckett.
no
is.
wonder why I
Of
like you.
course, I know. Of course.
Yes, Kirby Puckett, Prince, of
Yeah,
course.
Prince.
There was those few
Killed
years
by
of
the
Jesse.
Jews.
What?
Prince was killed by the Jews.
Hold on. What was his doctor's name? Give me a second.
It's going to be a Steen. You know it.
Well, the funny thing is,
Or a Berg.
the doctor who prescribed him all the meds that he took, right, that ended up ODing on, was my wife's doctor. Because my wife is a cake eater from that side of the Twin Cities that Prince lived in. Yeah. So when that happened on the news, and they're like, and Dr. So-and-so prescribed, I'm like, Hope, that's your doctor. Your doctor.
We're changing
killed
doctors
him."
right now. Right now. Is he your OB? No more babies.
No,
No more
there's not
babies till we change doctors.
Doctor who prescribed drugs to Prince. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Burgerstein.
I got a 50-50. I got a 50-50. I'm going Stein.
Dr. Michael Schulenberg.
Oh, God. So close. So close.
Yeah, he prescribed Percocet to Prince, but wrote the prescription in the name of Kirk Johnson.
Yeah.
All he did was pay a $30,000 fine.
Look, he probably got $100,000 to kill him. It made $70,000 profit. That's easy Jew math.
That should be a subject in school. I suppose it is. They just call it personal finance.
How to balance a checkbook.
I'm trying to go through my Instagram reels to see how many reels I have to go through before that song comes on. Pine Tree Riot's in one.
Less than a dozen.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Let's I kept seeing some activity going on with Iran earlier. Let me see if anything's going on with that. The people who like follow our ex are like, man, they're still on. They won't stop
Did-
talking.
Did you hold on? Did you see one of the not that any of it is funny, but the funniest bit of news to come out about Jeffrey Epstein today?
What?
He was banned from Xbox Live in 2013 due to harassment, threats, and or abuse of other players that was, quote, severe, repeated, and or excessive.
He threw that N-word around too much is what it was.
Well, it definitely wasn't making fun of Jews.
No, that's definitely true. That's definitely true.
No, we're at holy wow, almost 3 hours. That's a long time.
Yeah. But it's been fun.
It has been fun.
Probably one of my favorite shows we've done so far. It's just been fun. I had no idea it was been almost 3 hours. All right. 5 more minutes for the 3-hour marker. We gotta do it. It's a marathon. Let's see what else we got. David versus Mr. Incredible, not Goliath. Man, the CGI render on that Goliath was terrible. Well, I don't know what that was about.
Hold on. This is not racist, but it's still funny.
Why are you showing it to me?
Because it's very much in line with the theme of the show, not this specific episode.
Got it.
The show in general.
Yes, show it to me.
Why can I not? Well, why won't it let me share this screen? Hold on. Here we go.
Come on, Anthony, let's do it.
I know.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Hold on. How do I restart it?
There should be like a sliding bar at the bottom.
On the phone, there is.
Yeah, on the phone there is.
Can I just do this?
Yes.
He alive
No
or
idea what he was doing here. Like, I don't know.
sir? Why are you smiling right
Why
now?
am I smiling?
Yeah, why
I'm
are
not
you smiling?
It's
You're
like-
clearly experiencing
Oh,
joy.
Like, I just never thought it would happen.
You
I
realize
really
this is
didn't.
not a
I
good
never thought like a
Right. I
burglar
get-
would try to come in and rob me. Like it was just like,
sir,
you know, it's
are you
crazy.
experiencing some kind of trauma right now?
And you want to come see real quick?
Wait, sir, are you talking about the burglar?
Yeah, no, he's just right here. Oh, he will
Is
not
he okay?
rob anybody ever again.
Definitely not okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
Please
Oh
don't tell
my
me he's
God, he's
like,
kinda
oh my
heavy.
gosh, put the body down,
Okay.
put him down.
It's calm
now.
down.
Put-
Calm down.
Step
Calm
away from the
down.
individual.
Did they like push him back?
Yeah. Okay.
I once got a call when I was working at the fire department to go do a body retrieval because a guy had climbed like a external wall to get up on a roof that overlooked into a bedroom, and apparently the man shot him through the window and through the eye and killed him. So we had to get the body down, right? So we had to get the body, and then we had to hose off the roof too to get all the blood off of it.
Not gonna lie. Yeah, the guy does remind me of Adrian.
And so we had to get this body out, get it down. And we got, we had the body bag carrier or whatever, and brought him down. And like that was the first time I ever had to do a body retrieval on the fire department. And apparently, like these guys were like, this is like the 10th one they did that year. Like people are getting shot all the time trying to burgle houses in Atlanta. Apparently,
I suppose that it is Atlanta.
What is it? What would you do if is this like one of those videos? Like, what would you do if I came in your house and I would start cooking all your pizza rolls? Do you ever see those videos?
Ask for a few, probably.
No. The guy who does the videos, he comes out and he's like, guys, go ahead and cook your cookie rolls. But I want or your Tootsie or your pizza
Your
rolls.
cookie rolls.
You gotta be quiet because I want you to know my wife is sleeping right now and she will kill you alive. So you better keep it down. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. What would you do if I showed up in the back pew of your pair, 6'2", 167 pounds, dark with like dreads? Is that what's supposed to be? And glasses. So what? We got a guy that shows up, he's got tattoos on his face. Right. And like whatever. Show up. I'm gonna tell you to put some weight on. You're only 167 pounds. You're a stick. We're gonna take you downstairs and feed you. That's what we're gonna do. Joe Pfeiffer.
Joe Pfeiffer? Who's that?
I don't know. But somebody thinks I look like Joe Pfeiffer. Who that is?
Do you want to see the burglar's head?
Let's see. Did you see the meme where Jesus broke into the house and asked, "What would you do if I broke into this house right now?" The black guy held up a bottle of water and asked Jesus to turn it into wine. Yeah. I mean, why not? He's there. Why not? From UFC. I don't know. I don't really watch UFC anymore. I used to watch a lot when I was in the Marines, but not so much anymore.
Kill you alive. My grandma always told us she was going to knock our GD heads off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes I'll go through the Instagram rabbit hole and I'll watch like videos, like the worst ones, the worst videos I watch on Instagram are the videos of like the adoptive kids asking the parents to and the stream is over.
Bro, you can just not watch. Like
you could just like do something else.
You're like the guy at his drug dealer's house. Like, no, please don't sell me the highly addictive drug. No, please don't. I can't stop. Just don't sell it to
me. Like no one's mad to watch us. In fact, I don't know why you watch us. Like it's just stop hanging out like in the gallery and just make fun of Jesus versus Terminator this season. Have y'all ever seen the Mel Gibson movie, Christmas movie called Fat Man?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch. It's like if Mel Gibson was in Taken, but he was Santa Claus.
What? Fat Man.
Oh, it's like so horribly good.
Well, it's not. It's kind of recent too.
Yeah, it's like in the past like 3 or 4 years.
It's got Walton Goggins in it too.
Yeah, it is so good.
Is it really?
Good. Yes, it is entire. Like I wouldn't go into theaters and watch it, but it is entirely worth.
I wouldn't be seen watching it, unlike Twilight, which I love.
It is so good. My wife hates it. My wife hates it, which means it's a good movie. But it is worthwhile watching.
Okay, but we've learned that you watched Twilight and Michael Voris tonight. So sorry if I'm going to take it with just a tiny grain of salt.
That just means I have good taste. That's all that means.
Oh my gosh.
Look, no one was hurt more by finding out Michael Voris is a fairy than myself. Well, that's not true. I kind of saw it coming. I met the dude.
We have one person telling you to end us while other people are joining now 3 hours in. What is going on?
So I went to the what was the show he had?
What show? Who had?
Michael Voris had. What was that show he had? Say Michael's
Double
Media.
Trouble?
No.
What?
The one he had.
The Vortex.
The Vortex, but like what was the channel? Church Militant is what it was. So they you in Double Trouble. You've seen it, haven't you? You've watched it in your degenerate days.
No, they try to find that for Discovery for the court case, remember?
Yeah, we ought to bring on Michael Parrott to ask him to show it to us. But please don't do that. But
I could probably do that if you wanted
I don't
to.
No. But I went up to Detroit they had like a conference or something up there. And I mean, I enjoyed the conference. I met some good dudes up there. That's when I met like Tim Gordon and his wife and stuff. But Michael Voris, like even at that time, I was like, something's off here. Like my gaydar was kind of pinging. It was like a half ping. but it wasn't quite like completely going off. See, Ocean tried to help me out. He misspelled church completely, but like he was halfway there. It would like he doesn't. You know what? You know what is the most gay thing about Michael Voris?
The hair.
No, the Jeep.
I was unaware he drove Jeep.
Oh yeah, he drives a Jeep.
It was either going to be that or a Subaru Outback.
Yeah, Subaru is the lesbian Jeep. Is what it is. He didn't name about me no Appletines, but if he did, I'd drink it. I don't turn away free alcohol. Are you crazy? Yeah, my gaydar was not going off with Voorhees whatsoever. Forrest, whatever his name is, whatsoever. Like it must have been broken. Where'd this come from?
I'm really not sure.
I wonder if he's like an hour behind.
That's
just
what I'm wondering
watching.
too. The funny thing is, if he is, he's not going to answer us.
No, he's not.
2 more hours.
Yeah, we're in 2 hours. He's like, what are you guys talking about? I don't understand. Man.
Where does this come from?
Did you get that video I sent you? I was like, who does this remind you of? I texted to you.
Let me see.
It's,
there's
from
the
like a couple of
wave.
days ago.
Who does this? I did not watch that one. Should we watch it together, team? Adrian,
Yes.
is this one we can watch?
We should.
together?
It's okay to watch. We go. We're past 2 hours. We're 3 hours in the stream. If anybody's still watching by this point, they're an adult or they hate themselves. So let's go ahead and watch it.
Oh, you know what? I did watch this one. There's swears in this one, isn't there?
We're 3 hours in. We're good.
Okay,
if
warning
you got kids
everyone.
around, don't let them watch. Don't let them listen to this part. This is we're trying to save your kids.
So Adrian texts to me with, who does this remind you of?
Love how you floor so nice and clean. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh,
I'd fight you to fucking death. I'd fight you. I'd fight you till we were both bloody on the ground. I know it's just sand. I know we're at the beach. I know you're never gonna get it, but I'd fight the fuck out of you for it.
The thing is, I'm not. And that's why I didn't respond to you then. I don't know who you're talking. Like, it's hilarious.
Are you kidding me? You don't think that's Anthony?
Oh,
no,
not really.
You're too close to the situation is what the problem is. You're too close.
Oh man, he is behind.
He is way behind.
Way behind.
This
is awesome. He's gonna find out in like 2 hours too.
Don't worry. We're from the future. We're gonna tell you it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Patrick, we won't hold it against you. But
Patrick, you're fighting the fight, man. You're like an hour behind, but that's okay.
This had to be Voris, right?
Probably. Oh my god. That poor guy. He's like, I don't understand what's going on. These guys are talking about stuff that I have
you guys weren't there. He was yelling at his son in the before the show started. So I'm just sitting there in the green room waiting to start the show, and he's going off on his kid because his kid's friend broke his chair.
Oh my goodness.
No, don't tell him. Don't tell him. It's not funny.
Let him find out in like an hour
Yes.
when we start putting this stuff on the screen. Oh man.
Okay, I should probably go spend time with my children before they go to bed.
Do you love them or something? What's going on?
Well, I should probably try to put them to bed before my wife comes in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think my wife probably wants me to come just hang out with her for a minute before we go sleep and go to Costco tomorrow.
Good luck with that. Hopefully,
So-
it'll be cold enough to where it's not going to be filled with.
I
Others.
ride heavy at Costco
You
because
what?
I like. There's been like 4 or 5 shootings at Costco's in the last couple of years.
Mm,
So I ride heavy. I ain't taking a chance.
no,
So-
I don't blame you.
All right, guys, we're gonna go. I know we've been doing this Midwestern goodbye for about 45 minutes, but
At least
at
we made
least-
it past the 3-hour mark.
We did. Y'all are welcome. It was a marathon show.
Or we're sorry, however you want to take that.
No, it's your welcome. It's your welcome. There's no you're sorry on this side. I have no regrets whatsoever. All right, guys. Well, I don't know, Monday, Friday, who knows? We'll see how it goes. We'll let y'all know. Follow us on X or come to the Telegram, and you'll know when our next show is.
Maybe, if we remember.
Yes, that's correct.
Also, subscribe to this channel, please.
Yes, please subscribe and send it to your friends and send it to people you think may like this channel.
But probably don't send it
Subscribe.
to coworkers, bosses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody that you don't want to fire you, I would not send this to.
Yep.
That would-
Yep. I try not to let my coworkers know about it.
Look.
Where is our outro?
the best outro in the game.
Best
The one you didn't
3-minute
know that was
outro
good.
ever that I didn't know was 50 Cent. Okay.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
See y'all.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And bombs trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a dummy for messing with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me. Cause I'll come and take your life away. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Now these scaredy cats putting money on my head. Go on and get your refund, little dummy. I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king and I ain't been crowned. When I rhyme, something special happen every time. I'm the great